We're live.
We are live.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Sorry, I could not hear you at all with the music going. It was beautiful music, but I couldn't hear you at all. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, angels and demons and monsters and serpents. This is Brothers of the Serpent, and we are coming to you live from the 10 by 10 by 10 Tangent Cube of Science, and we are joined today by Ben from UnchartedX and Professor Shy from the Evidence for Giants episodes. Professor Shy was with us in Peru. And there's Ben. Welcome, you guys.
Howdy. My intro is still just rolling in just briefly. I will also just cut it short and go live over here too.
Ah, okay.
Hello there. Yes, we're attempting crazy stuff. So
yeah, we're streaming everywhere.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. Let's jump right in here. I know my stream video is still playing, but I'll work that out in a minute. Here we go. All right, we're live. There we go.
Fantastic.
Okay. And you guys, I don't know, you guys are really big on my screen, and we're really little.
Oh, that's the way it should be, Ben.
I see. Is there a way to change that?
I think you can change your layout if you have a layout
Yeah,
button.
there's a layout change, yeah.
Yes, of course.
We also have, Valentine's Day gifts. This was a surprise to us.
There we go, perfect. Oh, yeah, look at that. You've got some presents.
Yes. These were delivered to the studio just a few minutes ago before going live. So let me see what's going on here. SnakeBros. And we are going to talk Peru.
Yes,
the ladies got to give you love first, man. Okay.
Yeah, you guys haven't been married long enough.
We haven't been married long enough. See?
Hey.
Sending you warm and fuzzy wishes for a happy Valentine's Day. Love from Laura and Elisa. He's got eggs and a monster.
Are they boiled? Let's see if they're boiled.
All right. What do we got
yeah.
here?
That's a boiled egg.
We have boiled eggs and coffee, cold coffee.
There's a subtle message being sent here or something. Eggs and coffee.
And then what's going on?
You're supposed to pick this up.
Oh. I didn't follow the instructions. There we go. Wow. Dude, this is like
asparagus, olives, and pepperoni.
Yeah, this is
rose flowers.
It's that's pepperoni roses.
Turn up my audio, please. All of the audio or my audio? Because we've been fighting with the audio today. Are you guys already getting audio?
Thanks, ladies.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah, the snake wives.
I'm gonna have a piece of jerky here.
Edible flowers.
Look at this. All right.
Turn up my audio. Is my my mic not loud enough relative to them?
Meat roses.
Let me know.
Wow, meat roses.
All the audio. All the audio? I'm looking in the chat. You saying there's no audio? You guys getting some audio, right? Everybody sounds good. Okay, great. We're gonna leave it there.
Cool,
Thank you,
cool.
Shermanator. Everybody seems fine.
Yeah, you need that one trustworthy guy in the chats.
Yeah, one guy going, dude, audio's all off. Right. All audio compared to intro quiet. Yes, the intro was quiet. We're not going to go back to that, so feel free to turn your shit up at your end. So, and then we're going to stop talking about audio, start talking about Peru. Hello, Matt.
I love how this going live thing is always just like you're self-producing. You can't hear the other end.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like somebody's got to fix this situation.
We're all using different systems.
Yeah, anyways.
I know, totally. Yeah, hey, how's it going, guys? I might be quiet for a little bit. It seems to be on the stream. I'm delayed. I probably got some network jazz running. I'm going to try and shut a bunch of stuff down. So
yeah, your video quality is low.
Yeah, you look like an 8-bit Nintendo character.
Yeah. Mario Bro Matt over here.
Classic IT guy.
He's the freaking
IT guy with a gigabit connection, and I'm using a wet piece of string in Northern California.
Yeah, I'll keep you.
You didn't tell me to.
I'm
By
uploading.
the way, he literally turned up about 3 minutes before we went live.
Yeah.
It was impressive.
He's like, I need some time to test this out. Shows up 45 seconds before we go live.
Yeah,
you forgot. You forgot to tell me to hit record.
Oh no.
So.
Well, that's a classic SnakeBros mistake right there.
Yeah, we never hit record
from the live later from YouTube.
Yeah,
I know, bro, but I'm very particular about the audio.
Yeah, I know you are. Yes.
I like to have all the separate tracks recorded and compressed and mixed.
But anyway, 3 of us here were in Peru recently.
Yeah, we need more reverb. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that 3 of us we were in Peru recently. It's a good trip.
It was excellent.
Yeah.
Fantastic journey. We hiked, I mean, well over 100 miles up mountain through the rain. Completely insane.
Yes.
I think
it did feel like 100 miles.
It started to sleet on us coming down from, what's the name of the place with the, what is the name of that place? I can't remember. Where it's like climb way up there.
Gonna need more information.
And it's it looks like they're calling it the calendar carved into the
Kiarumiok.
Yes.
Yes.
We were coming back down from that, and it had started pouring on, like raining on us when we were up there, and coming back down, and then the rain turned into like sleet or hail, I guess you would call it. Yeah.
Yeah, remember that dude was like, he had his little car, and we were like off-roading this little front-wheel drive hybrid car, and it's just like spraying mud everywhere. We were trying to get it as far up the hill as we could, and it was like just sliding around. We had it, and it was one turn we had to give it like 3 or 4 goes, and it's like,
back up, great. Try it again, bro. You can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Can't
was
go to
fun.
Peru without giving a shout out to Brian. Yeah, man, I love Brian. He's Brian. I didn't catch up with him this time, but Brian doesn't live in Cusco anymore. He's down in Paracas, from what I understand. And but yes, this was one of the rare times where I haven't actually caught up with Brian going into Peru.
Yeah.
Brian is the OG Peru guy on YouTube. That's for sure.
Well, we it was kind of a scouting trip because we are planning on running an actual tour there. So it's gonna be awesome. We got down there to visit a bunch of different sites.
Wow.
Yep. We got to meet and hang out with Rogelio, who's going to be like basically our local guy there running the tour. He's like the Peruvian version of Yusuf.
He really is. It's just like, I don't know how we managed to find a Peruvian Yusuf, but
it's awesome. We were like, we have to have you guys meet each other because you're like the same guy from different cultures and on the other side of the planet.
Yeah. Like they both sort of exude this cool vibe. They're very local, like they're in their own cultures. Rogelio is literally like multi-generation, born on the site.
Yep.
Like born, raised, still lives at Ollantaytambo. He's got kind of the indigenous connection, the family connection. His grandfather he's got these stories about what his grandfather said about when they would build the modern town and they would cover up a lot of the big blocks that are in the main square. You know, Yusuf has that connection from where he lives on the site as well. You know, they know the academic side as much as the indigenous sort of local side of stories. And I mean, they both play the flute. They both are musicians. I don't know. I think they're either going to love each other or hate each other.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to hate each other.
Yeah, I think they get along. Yeah.
They're going to get along.
Yeah. There's a Yusuf in every country. I think so.
Yeah.
What was the highest altitude you guys hit hiking? I mean, I think the highest altitude overall is about just over 14,000 feet.
We didn't hike there, but we did get out and
we got out there, but probably like 13 or thereabouts on one of the islands on the lake, probably
13.5 for sure. 13.5. We went from in the 12s to 13.5 at some point on my altimeter. It was some of it was intense, some of it was glorious. All of the views were fantastic. I mean, if you can forget about being out of breath on some of those, some of the most beautiful hikes I've ever been on, for sure.
Yes, it is. It was strenuous, and it was one of the reasons we went down there. Is that I want to do these hikes on the tour. I want to offer them on the tour, and we will. We will offer alternatives as well for people that don't do them, because honestly, the Quarry hike to Ollantaytambo, place I've always wanted to go to. And we got there. It's quite a strenuous hike. I mean, what was it, like 10 miles, maybe 11? But it was
round trip. It was like 11 miles. And the second time, Rogelio was like, you know what? The path was long. Why don't we just go straight down the mountain?
We did.
He was like, it's shorter this way. And it's true. It's like a hopefully controlled fall down the mountain for like 2 miles.
Yeah, it's like... Dude.
And he's just tramping along, and I'm like, wow, I can't even believe there's grass growing on this hillside. It's so steep, but we're just going down. And he keeps turning around asking, like, are your knees okay? Because, dude, like, it was tough. Like, going downhill on this steep slope for a couple of miles was hard. I mean, that was crazy.
It's like that. You look at mountainsides, and it's like those valleys in between the really steep mountainsides where there's vegetation.
Yeah.
So there's like trees and grass and these little streams that are just charging down there. So we're hopping over water all the time.
Were
I
you
had to tighten up my
using
boots and your feet, your toes hurt. It reminded me of
Yeah.
Kilimanjaro.
Were you using Kyle? Were you using Kyle DeLille's method?
Going up, yes.
And down.
I did. No, going down, it was like it was a controlled fall.
What's Kyle DeLille's method?
He taught me how to hike up and down mountains without my legs going to turn into jelly.
Oh.
We talked about it from the Scablands trip because I was just like, man. Like,
I was using his method on the way up. Yeah, it helped a lot.
You lock your knee. You take the steeper the slope, the shorter the steps you take, and every step you lock the knee, and that's what holds your weight to lift the other leg, as opposed to like your muscle.
Yeah,
it's a great method.
It's terrible.
I hiked up.
Sounds like my knees are going to snap based off of this current descent.
Going down,
lock my knees. You're insane. Okay.
Going down, yes, going down the hill. I wouldn't lock the knee, but on the way up, it really helped to keep my legs from being sore.
That, didn't you, Matt? I could probably find that video of us going down that damn hill.
I filmed us going all the way down the hill. It was fantastic, dude. I mean,
I'll take Kyle's advice over the professor.
Yeah,
100% of the time.
Kyle came to Peru with me on the trip with Brian and Jimmy Corsetti back in 2021, and I remember hiking up with me and him, like hiked up Cotimbo, which is, we didn't go there, Russ, we talked about it, but it's like, it gets up to damn near 14,000 feet from an elevation of about 12,800 around Lake Titicaca, and it's straight. It's like this straight climb, and me and him just charged up it and sort of went. We passed everyone, but we were both like we're both huffing and puffing and looking at each other, and we both sort of made it up at the same time, which I thought was like,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
I'm a big boy, but I can still walk up a hill if I have to. I managed to on this hike at least. Yeah, it was a tough hike. I'll show you some pictures of it. And I actually would like to share the drone footage because the story, a little bit of background. I can probably even find this picture from way back in the day. But back in like 2013, my first kind of trip, looking at these types of things. Bruce Silver, dude, thank you so much for the $20 too. Valentine beers for all you guys. I'm sure. He's
all right, Bruce.
You guys as well.
Cheers.
Thanks, Bruce, man. Cheers.
Hey, Bruce.
So I was with Graham Hancock. I have this picture of literally, like, I'm standing there on the top of the Ollanta Tambo Sun Temple with Graham, and he's pointing and showing us like, hey, that's the quarry. Like, it's, you're looking across this valley and up high, way up high on another mountain range. It's across this big valley. That's the quarry. You can see it's like this exploding.
Somebody's gonna send me money, oh boy! Just resubscribe for 43
sorry, you guys hear that too.
We hear it, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
All the sound bites.
The sound bites are coming through. I'm sorry. Yeah, Nick subscribing on Twitch, dude. Thank you so much for the 43 months. Nick, you're a champ. But yeah, so he's pointing up at the top here. I'll see if I can quickly find that picture because it's a cool picture. But I've been, ever since then, like 2013, I've been wanting to get to that quarry because it's like you get to the top of Ollanta Tambo and there's these massive 70, 80 ton pink granite, rose granite blocks, and there's lots of them up there, and it's like, well, they came from this other mountain.
Yeah.
And you can sort of see this activity, and it's like, man, wouldn't it be cool to get up there? And you hear stories that there are stones. And that was finally what we did. So we took the day and hiked up there. And sure enough, there's like probably the biggest one we saw. What do you think, Ryan? I thought it was like 80 to 100 tons in that range, like massive big block.
Yeah. And there was another one way farther up the mountain that also looked enormous, but of course we couldn't get close enough to tell. But it was sort of half buried in the scree coming down the hill, but you could tell it was a cut block.
Right.
Far up above where even to where we hiked to. So the quarry itself was much farther up. And we were talking with Rogelio, like, I wonder where they were pulling this stone from. Because one idea, and while Ben's looking up photos, one idea is that they were getting these blocks from boulders that had already naturally tumbled down the mountainside. The problem with that is it's not high quality rock when it's been exposed like that. And it was obvious that some of those blocks we were looking at were high quality stone with no fractures, no obvious, like that they had cut it out of a deep quarry in the mountain. So that must have been somewhere farther up. But yeah, 80 tons, 100 tons, maybe 120. Yeah.
Yeah. So here you go. Like, I'll just show this real quick. So this is Graham and Santa, but he's pointing up at the so we're standing. This is like 2013 photos, so don't at me about the photo quality here. Back in the day photos. So yeah, this is like this splayed area out here is kind of where the quarry is, and then Graham's pointing at it. But it's blocks like these, right? This is what's at the top of Ollantaytambo.
Tambo. That's right.
And this is, you notice the difference too, like there's no big ropes in front of this. Well, there's this little guideline, but no one cared back in 2013. And blocks like these that are at Ollantaytambo, but the quarry for them is way up on the other hillside. So if I'll stop sharing this for now, and I'll find the pictures of the quarry. Dude, Workmatic, $50. Thanks so much, dude, for the super chat there. Says he loves you guys, truly appreciate all your work, and that goes to all of us. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Workmatic, man. He's a long-time supporter of my work and one of my mods as well. So thanks, buddy. But yeah, it's quite a logistical challenge. I mean, I have big problems with the idea that people were moving 100-ton stones over that terrain. I mean, it's not that far away relatively, but I think it's one of the challenges. And in fact, another thing we saw up there, which I thought was really interesting, was, remember that collared stone? So there's a big lump of granite.
Oh, yeah.
That had a collar carved around it that seems like it could have served as a counterweight. Like there may have been an actual system that it might have been used for that, or it might have been a statue being carved. But for sure, it had this neck carved all around it where you could wrap it with rope and use it for something. And I just looked at it and thought maybe this served as some sort of counterweight at some point.
To help lower stones slowly so that they don't just fall. Yeah.
Because as as we walked up over several hours, we're passing stones. So we're following the trail. Well, evidently there was two trails. There was one that was the less steep version. There's smaller blocks, and there's these different blocks that are along it's on the other side of the river immediately. You've got stones, and they sort of get bigger and bigger as we get closer to the quarry. And then when we finished up there and we did that, that straight down descent, we did that to get down to where there are other really big stones that are kind of the lazy stones. These are stones that have been left evidently on the way to Ollantaytambo, like the site. And the river was really high when we were there because it's the rainy season. But in the river, you could also see, and there were, Rogelio was pointing out that there are blocks in the river too.
And you've been to Giza?
Yes.
No, oh, dear.
Sorry, I can mute that if it's too loud.
Wow, this is amazing. I've never been on UnchartedX, but these sound effects are way crazier than the SnakeBros. Somebody send me money!
That's Randall.
That's Randall. Yeah.
You can almost hear the
That's
snorts
awesome.
of derision.
Sorry.
Why are they going off randomly? Or are you pushing
so
buttons?
those
Twitch.
are Petrus Lemon. Yeah, those are subs on Twitch, and thank you, Petrus Lemon, for the 22.
They're automatic.
I appreciate it. Yeah, so I'm multi-streaming on YouTube and Twitch, and it's just an automatic alert. I mean, I can shut it up if you like. Just say so.
Oh well, Nick just donated $5 for Matt in our stream too.
Okay. There you go. For Matt. Okay.
Yeah, Matt, you get $5.
All right.
He wants to know if you're going to take top bunk or bottom bunk in Peru.
I'll flip a coin.
Let me see here.
I did, yeah. Yeah, thanks to Barnaby too.
Quarry. So let me try the video then, because I've not actually watched the drone footage. So
let's take a look at it.
Footage because we can just roll it and talk about it in the time.
Let's take a look at it
in the time. So I will share again. I'd love to share this with people. So this is me standing. So I'm just going to start with one of the shorter videos, but this is me standing on top of.
Look at this rock. See the
on
scoops?
top of one of So there are scoops on it on this.
Kyle
side.
was doubting my claim that there were scoops.
Definitely scoops.
I didn't doubt. I said I can't see him in the photo. I didn't see him there either.
Doubt. You all heard it.
So yeah, that's like if we just look at that again. I'll just pause it here.
Look at this. Yeah, this is awesome.
So you definitely have scoops along the bottom and on this side. And there was somewhere else. We also found scoops at Ollantaytambo, as well as, get this, and I think I put this on Twitter, a saw cut. There's 100% of
yes, that's right. There's a saw cut
up at Ollantaytambo. And Doobie Bron, thanks man, thanks so much for the gifted sub, dude. But there's scoops in the quarry here. It's the same thing. I mean, it really does look like the same thing. It was the lighting made it a little difficult to see, but these are scoops. And then as this pans up, I've got some longer drone footage, but this is like one of the bigger blocks. We pasted out, and it's rose granite, and a lot of this stuff is rose granite. So this is what Ross was talking about in terms of the staging areas. So they would build these platforms, and then the quarry is actually way up high, which I should be able to show with some of these other videos. Let's see. What are these? I've not actually looked at these, so... Oh, wait, is this... No, this is the quarry. Yeah, so we're taking off. So this is the lower part of the quarry. Again, here's another work stone. I'll just let this play. And apologies...
Yeah, so you can see how steep this hillside... I mean, it is steep, right? And then there's all these tumbled boulders, but they're low quality. We looked at a bunch of them, the natural stone, and they're full of fractures. They're rough. Whereas when you would see a cut block, it was obviously high quality.
And in fact, I wish I could zoom in a bit here. I can't really do it, but you can see up on this hillside there are, and I'd love to one day
climb all the way up there. Yeah,
climb all the way up here, because this is where it looks like these are cutouts in the mountain.
The quarries are up there in the stone part of the mountain.
Yeah. And it's all and Rogelio said there are other blocks up here higher and everything.
Yeah.
But this would take another couple of hours probably to get up here.
Yeah.
It's very steep.
I mean, by the time we got to these platforms, like you can see the constructed platform there, and then as the video pulls out, you can see another one below it with the path. I mean, that was exhausting to just climb to this area, and then we're looking up and we're like, oh my God, if the quarries are there, they're as far up as we've already gone again.
Actually, I just want to point something out. Yeah, it's a long way up. This is like the rubble. This is like the offcuts with a lot of the lower quality stuff. But then you see blocks like this one.
Look at that block.
And this one. Yeah. That are almost a darker shade. Like they're that you have that same thing going on as you do in Egypt, where you have to dig into the mountain to get high quality granite that's not fracturing, that you can use for these bigger blocks. So
yeah, and some of those, like that scree with the rock, it almost looked like mine tailings. Like that.
Well, that's what I was thinking too, because you don't see it anywhere else.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's all in that one spot, which makes it seem like that's just the rubble from the quarrying efforts.
Exactly.
Just falling down the mountain.
And then they've used it to make platforms for staging areas, for whatever reason, as the blocks, or they're trying to keep it from continuing to fall down. I don't know.
Yeah, look at that. I mean,
block here.
Yeah.
And it is stupidly steep. Everything out here is steep. Like it's rugged terrain is what I would say.
Yeah.
Let's see if we fly around a bit. There you go. Yeah. So
this is great drone footage, man.
Yeah.
If only I hadn't wrecked mine, I'd have better drone footage.
You would, because you had the fancy drone. This is the little drone. Yes, we can show that footage too.
That was the steepest incline we did, was when you wrecked your drone. I mean, that was.
Oh, Napo and Glacier.
A time lapse of that, where of us going up the 500 stairs, like straight up in the air.
Yes, and I'm very sad that I didn't hit record as soon as I took the drone off, so that I have a recording of me wrecking it in an inaccessible place. Like that drone is going to be on that mountainside forever, unless there's a landslide.
Yeah, Russ made an expensive offering to the guys.
Yeah, it's a very expensive offering to the guys.
Napahuaca.
I will tell you, almost captured to the people who talking to about the tour. A lot of these places, you'll be the only people there. We were the only people there, and I don't know if all of them, but some of the places from being like kind of a rookie, I was amazed at the peace and the solitude we had to be able to take all of our time and observe this stuff. It was fantastic. Like one of my best trips I've taken in my life. It's such a beautiful and mysterious and crazy place when we're talking about the quarry and where they took those stones all over the country is so mind-blowing.
Yeah. And he's right that some of the big sites were busy. Obviously, Sacsayhuama and Machu Picchu is going to be crazy busy, but there were a lot of sites where there was just no one there but us.
So, yes. Yeah. It'll be a fun trip. I mean, Peru's not, it is a little more difficult than Egypt just in terms of you're at altitude.
Yes.
It's different to Egypt. People have been at me to try and make this trip happen for a long time. And it's a different vibe. I mean, it's a more spiritual, I guess is the term, right? I don't know how else to explain it. It feels a bit more spiritual, a bit more connected to the land, certainly the traditions, the Pachamama, the Pachatata stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the shamanistic traditions are very much more closely connected to the land, and the natural beauty of Peru it far exceeds Egypt, although, you know, you can't beat Egypt when it comes to ancient monuments. So it's a different feeling on these trips, and I've really wanted to do this for a while. In fact, I've been wanting to get back to Peru since I was there during COVID in 2021. It just wasn't a good time because they went just ham with the COVID restrictions, and it made it difficult for everybody. And the time before that was really like 2016, and I've been there like 4 or 5 times, but it'd been a few years, so it was really cool to get back and see that it had opened up again, and then to have that experience with a guy like Rogelio to take us to places like this.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for this trip, which it's going to happen in October. We're working on the final itinerary now. And to be honest, it's not going to be like a huge number of people. It'll be like 30, I think, is the number. And to be quite frank, there's a lot of demand for it. And we do release these trips to, I guess, our supporters, the people on my email list, previous tour attendees, you know, patrons of SnakeBros, of UnchartedX. They'll get it first. I have a feeling it might just sell out.
It's going to sell out
within that community before it even goes public. So if you do want to come, you know, sign up for $1 or whatever.
Yeah, you can sign up for $1 to either one of us and get early notice.
You get the early notice. You get the early reg. So yeah,
$1.08 for SnakeBros. We're a little bit more expensive than Ben.
Yes, I think my bottom one's $1. I mean, it's no big deal. So yeah, there's Matt, Russ, me, and Rojo. Your camera keeps dipping out, Matt. I don't know if you.
I'm currently uploading some top secret files. I'm trying to stop that. So
this is ridiculous, man. Unacceptable. I can't believe this. This show's been planned for weeks, and you picked today? God, IT guys.
I know.
IT, you know, the business doesn't stop for SnakeBros. My apologies, but my voice is coming through. Okay.
He's got some secret giant documents he's uploading.
Yeah.
I can't turn off you just basically have a blank screen with a P on it. And that's on the live stream. That's what everybody's seeing. I can't do anything about it.
Put a damn image of me up there, please. Thank you.
That's post-production, bro. You want to sign up for free work?
This is entertaining to your listeners and viewers, okay? Me having technical problems, okay?
Ryan Sellers, $20, offering to the snake gods.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, bro. Really appreciate that.
You know what, Nick? We're keeping that $5 for Matt.
Excellent.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, yes. And as we're here,
the previous picture, Ben, showed really how deep, beautifully pink and rose that stone was that we were standing on. You can't see it in all of the imagery.
Yeah, it was quite pink. Yes, and while we're at it, Mr. House Party, $5, and also the gifted subs from Petrus Lemon over in Twitch. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tracy. You've got sharp eyes and beautiful earlobes.
Earlobes.
Wow. Yeah.
So all right, we got it. This is a good one. P for P Shy.
Yeah.
There you go, bro.
P for P Shy. Mr. P. Yeah, P Shy.
It's funny because in the studio here, we can see he can't even spell prof correctly.
Don't tell everybody that. I just I told you if I was doing right before the stream, you would have sympathy. But I can't say it on a live stream.
I thought that was a reference to Ptah.
Yeah, it's Ptah. Shy.
One chicken down. So have some sympathy, bro.
What? You're breaking up. I'm sorry. I can't hear you because I guess you don't have enough data.
It's breaking up.
That's great.
Gigabit Kentucky internet. Yeah, so this is the clip I wanted to get to. So
this is it. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what I was trying to get to, chat. So we know. And you can tell, yeah, we had a great time in Peru, like just taking the piss out of each other the whole time.
Absolutely.
And but we couldn't climb up here. But Rogelio was telling me, okay, so up over this ridge where we were, and all the way up here are stones. And I you can't see it from the ground. And I haven't looked at this drone footage yet. And damn if I don't want a new Mavic with the zoom lenses on it now, because as I'm looking at this, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
There's a lot of blocks.
Big blocks. These are probably smaller quarried blocks as well. And he said up over on this platform, there's a bunch more. And you can see this is like probably a lot of the quarrying probably happened up and over that corner, up around here, but also on this hillside here. This looks like quarry rubble.
Yep.
Yeah, so let's see where this goes. Because, I haven't looked at this. And Russ, you don't have like local caching on the phone for your drone? You turn that off or something? Because
I was running it on the iPad and I just hadn't turned it on.
Okay.
Like when you start recording is when it starts to cache it, and I just didn't do it.
Oh, you didn't hit the button.
I didn't hit record. Yeah.
I
was trying to get it into position, and I crashed it into the mountain. So yeah, I mean I was flying it for less than 30 seconds.
We can get to that.
Yeah,
I do have footage of you. Like I'm looking at you and me because mine was malfunctioning as well, and I just like whoa, and then the funny thing is I wish I'd captured on the drone because that would be the second time that
you captured me crashing.
You crashing a drone with my drone.
Yes.
I have footage of him skidding his Mavic across a road up in the Scablands.
In the Scablands
from my drone. It's like down the road.
Yeah.
Crashed his drone.
Hey, I'm a great pilot. All right.
Yeah.
Screw you guys.
You gotta take risks.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
You wanted me to pause this, Carl? You were yelling pause it?
What was it? No.
No, you didn't. Oh, okay. I thought you said pause it.
Those look like terra sets, though. Yeah,
they do. Yeah,
the natural ones, like the ones we see all over the Scablands.
Look at this. So, okay, yeah, you can look at the blocks up here.
Yeah,
like they're all over the. I'm seeing them just here. Like this is rubble. This is
somewhere up there is a massive quarry where they were actually peeling high quality, deep stone out of the mountainside. There were a couple of spots that we could see from where we were that looked like maybe they might be quarry spots, but who knows?
Yeah, I'm looking at the mountain here.
Yeah.
I mean, over here on the far left.
Over there on the left,
yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe, I mean, it's possible, like this seems like it goes up and around the corner. Like it
does,
might actually be, there might be a bunch of quarry. Like it'd be great to, geez, that'd be a day.
I know, just to climb all the way up there.
I bet you Rogelio's been up there. I don't know.
He said he was going to try to hike up there now that we had pointed it out to him.
Yeah, okay.
That's what he said. He was like, well, I'll try to get all the way up to this to the stone part of the mountain and see if I can find, the source.
Yeah, so this is the so you can see this crazy steep shit. I think we went down through like the center of this or over here on the left.
Yep.
And that's the valley. So you have that valley and then the other mountain range. And this is the sacred valley. So this is, the Urubamba River runs through it, that eventually connects to the Amazon. And
God, look at this.
This is great,
man.
It's just it's in this someone's little house over here. People live up on this stuff. I mean, on the literally from here, looking at the opposing mountainside, that's Rogelio's family. Like his family basically owns the opposing mountain's face. Like his father and his brothers all have land up there. He's got a bunch of land up there, and he's building little things on it. So, see if you can find some moai in the quarry. That's a good.
Yeah.
How did you guys not get up there when you were there? Well, we'd already been. we had already. I mean, trust me, it takes you 5 or 6 hours to get to this point. And
it was like a 6-mile hike going uphill the whole. It was tough.
Tough. This is tough. It was already
at 13,000 feet.
13,000 feet, 10, 11 mile round hike as it was.
Yeah.
Including going down. So, we're sitting on some of the bigger blocks here. It would have, a couple dirt bikes would be nice, but it's still pretty steep even for that. Well, we're going to give people a chance to come up here on our tour. There'll be a different hike for people that don't want to do the full quarry hike. There's hot springs and rainfalls and waterfalls and Pumapunku, I think, is a place we'll go to.
Pause this one, Ben, or
just go back.
Back it up a tiny bit. Yeah, so right there, you can see this straight, sharp line going down the middle. That's a wall, like a retaining wall.
Yep.
To the left is the downhill side, and you can see what looks like a strange, like a meandering path along it. That is actually it doesn't work anymore, but that is what Rogelio called those Inca canals. Like it was a water source. So they had struck like all on the mountains when you're going through, especially in the Sacred Valley. You could look up and you would see these straight lines going across multiple features in the mountain, and it was this ancient, tiny irrigation canal that just ran water from some glacial source higher up in the mountains, and it would just carry tons of water, like still many of them still running. In Ollantaytambo, there were canals all through the city that still ran. This one was carrying water from somewhere, some other mountain, because this one doesn't have any water on it, all the way out here to serve the staging area with a water source. It just doesn't function anymore. Somewhere along the path, it's broken, and so the water is no longer there. But it's crazy. Like you can see these ancient water channels all through the mountains.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
We hiked past a couple of them.
Yeah,
that were working, but they have like a very slight slope just to carry the water. It's not steep, but they run these horizontal lines. You see them. You could see them on the other side of it. You could see them running to Ollantaytambo from way up on the hills. Yeah,
he was pointing them out. Like, look at way out there on that mountainside. You see this straight line just going all the way across. That's
some of these.
And it's they're like 6 inches wide, maybe 10 inches deep, just carrying water for thousands of years. Wow. It's like amazing.
I probably have pictures of it. It is kind of amazing. Yeah. Let's look at some pickies here of this hike.
Hey, old Momsy. Momsy hugs and kisses. $20.
Oh, thank you.
$20 for starting a super fund
for Professor Shy so that he gets a better internet connection. Yeah.
Oh no! Apparently, he has an amazing internet connection.
He does. Yeah,
he's just uploading a bunch of crap right in the middle of the show.
What was Rojo's dog's name?
Hey, we can't hear you, bro. You're just breaking up too bad. You don't have good data.
Just mute him.
I'm just kidding. What?
Pointless. He's muted, as far as I can see. He's muted himself.
I said, keep the money coming for my internet.
Good deal. Yeah, we'll help him get. They were like, he's switched to dial-up. Yeah, we'll help him get a faster modem.
And then we had realness, $10. Drone money.
Third
drone's the charm. And then there's legends that the what is it? Legend has it that the first one is still in the tree.
And the second one is definitely on the mountain at Napa in the Sacred Valley.
Definitely on the mountain, yeah.
So we're hiking up the other side of the valley here. So this town is Ollantaytambo, and here's the Sun Temple. You see all these terracing and the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's like we're looking across at it, and this might be a water channel actually. This path here potentially, and then there's granaries and storage hills. Like all of these hills are terraced. There's just stuff and building on them everywhere. So this is like I mean, it's beautiful. You can see. So you see those horizontal lines here.
Yes,
those are like the water channels. Those are, and then way over here on the left, like this side of the hill, this is where Rogelio's family runs. This like steep.
Yeah, they own that whole
side of the hill,
side of the mountain, and around the left of it too. He said the backside of that part was theirs as well.
Yeah, and he said up on top of this like mountain, there's like a big lake and stuff. There's a plateau with a lake and Inca remains. It's just everywhere in the Sacred Valley. Yeah, zoomed into this is the face, like the Wirikosha, one of the Wirikosha faces. This is in the the terracing and like the storehouses. I forget the name of his dog. What was it? Little scrappy little guy came with us.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, so we were hiking up. Let's skip up this.
Jack? Was it Jack?
Jack. Yeah, Jack. It was Jack. That's right.
Jack
Ben, that sounds better, Matt.
Yep. Ben, you predicted that Matt would join this from his phone.
I did.
Look at this.
Are you on a cellular network?
He's now on his phone.
Yeah, now I'm on. Yeah, is it better? Are we doing better here?
It is a little better. Yeah,
It looks better. It sounds better. You know.
Okay.
yeah.
Your phone sounds better and looks better than your computer.
That's fine. Okay. I could not stop the Apple backup. It was long story. We won't get into it.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, bro. This is better. Thank you.
Better.
Yeah. So, the clouds would break. You've got glaciers and snow-capped mountains around through here. It's, the baseline. This is actually lower than Cusco at the bottom here, like 8,000, like 8,500 feet at the bottom.
Yeah.
Which obviously the mountains go up to 12, 14 plus in the valley. Machu Picchu, people always talk about being high up in the air. It's not. It's like 7,000 or 8,000 feet. Cusco's 11,500 feet. It's always high. So yeah, as we're hiking up, that's the quarry. So this is you see the rubble area here. This is all that quarry and staging area as we're going up towards it. And then this was the area I was interested in with the drone. And I think we were flying up and taking a look at it with that drone footage. So
Yeah, and even this photo that we're looking at right now, the part of the path that's in the foreground is steep. You can't tell.
Oh, yeah.
It's not flat.
Yeah.
There we are in the one rest area. Look at me, I'm dying.
He's dying.
Yeah.
Yes, we were dying. The dog was having a great time.
The dog had no problem. Yeah.
Jack was fine, although he didn't like the bridge. But
Yeah, I had to carry him across the bridge.
yes. And Aaron from previous trip says, "All right, I'll donate to the drone fund."
Oh, thank you.
And Mr. Shy's new dial-up, and he'll see us all in Peru.
All right.
Aaron.
Hey, Aaron, we'll get you.
What's up, bro?
In Peru. So this is like the pink color.
There
of
we
the
go.
Stone. This is
Yeah.
a better picture with the coloring. And there's Rogelio with his a very cool hat.
Yeah, that's an authentic, old school Peruvian style hat.
Yeah, I want one actually. I think he said he's gonna make me one.
Yeah, his grandfather makes them by hand or something.
Oh yeah, bro. We gotta have those.
I'm getting one. Mr. Shy.
That's me.
Let me skip up to some stuff here. I added in I think a mix in all of our.
This whole hike was like for a couple of reasons was excellent. Obviously, we've all heard and talked about this idea that the quarry for the Sun Temple at Ollantaytambo is on the other side of the valley, on the other mountain. So the idea of like, let's hike up there and see. Well, number one, like I've said before, we didn't actually get to any quarry. And number two, it really gave you the concept of like how far we're talking about here. Just walking up to this site was incredibly tiring.
Mm-hmm.
The concept of people using manpower to drag giant blocks around on these incredibly steep mountainsides. I don't know. And Rogelio too was saying, it's not really clear. Did they cut these blocks out roughly and then just tumble them down the mountain, or did they try to control the passageway? He said in some cases it looks like they just pushed them down and hoped they didn't break, and in other cases they, were dragging them down the path. But there's remnant stones all along the pathways. Yes. And there's probably some in the bottom of the river too. And he said that there was a bridge there that the existing bridge that they still use today that has modern concrete and everything has megalithic stonework at the base down in the foundation under the water.
Yeah, I got pictures of that.
Yeah.
Z-Brawl, $50, man. Definitely need to go to Peru. Thank you so much for the super
Wow,
chat.
thank you, man.
Same here. We got one from Z-Brawl as well, $50.
Dude,
and Martin.
And Martin Rander says, "I'm glad I caught the live. Happy Valentine."
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
$2 from Nee Davis.
Nick.
Oh, that's Nee Davis.
Nee Davis.
Annie Davis. Matt, he says he's going to find a new bunkmate, Matt, because you need to save for some AOL connection.
Yeah, I'm not going. Canceling, going.
Canceling? Good. Well, Dan just gave me $20 and said, "This is just for Ben. Buy your own drones and dial-up." So thank you, Dan.
Thank you very much, sir. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, and I just thought, I think I've taken the best picture of you that is in existence right here.
That is a pretty good picture.
I think it's a pretty
It's a fantastic pic.
Like, look at this. This is the environment. This is what I mean about the natural beauty of Peru. It's phenomenal. I also love this picture.
Oh yeah,
this
that's a
just
good one.
cool, like him and his
With
dog.
Jack, yeah.
Just having a good time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This was a fun day. Like I said, yeah, it was pretty epic.
Tough but fun, yeah.
Tough, but
Dude, the next day we were all just like,
Yeah, a little sore the next day.
You can't walk.
Well, yeah, you talk about. I mean, so I think I have. Let me take. I think just let's. We'll move on to a different topic here shortly.
Sure.
I mean, a different day, but I think I did get pictures of the bridge, if I recall. Let's see. Or I got no. This is we're already over the road here. No, we're not. I think we're actually.
He was pointing the bridge out to us on
This is the bridge here. Yeah. So it has
to the left are some old. They didn't end up using them, or maybe that's I don't know what he was telling us, but he was the base of those columns have megalithic blocks, and then he told us that they came along and
there we go.
Yeah, there, right there. That they came along and yes.
Look at this.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Massive work. Yeah, and they tried to build another bridge.
Yeah.
A modern bridge, and
Yep.
it didn't work as well.
Yep.
So
like, nope.
They keep the megalithic one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a good example. The Inca had obviously worked on this as well because you've got this small stone stuff here. But yeah, at some point I mean, he was saying that they would actually. He reckons that they were blocking off like half the river at a time to move the stones across.
Yeah.
Like you'd block half the river and you move it halfway, then you'd
unblock
a platform, and then you'd unblock one side and block the other, and then move it across.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not sure I buy that, but maybe.
Yeah. I mean, we know they moved them because they're in the way. Because this is the other thing I wanted to show was the other stone that we got, which was here, right? This was down back across the river.
That's right.
You know, we're sitting on the train track here, and in this field, just happens to be
a giant block.
A giant block of stone. Look at this thing.
The farmers just farm around it.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a couple, obviously. And then from here, you're on the other side of the river where Ollantaytambo is, and you climb up the hill towards it. And I know that they were doing roadworks. We couldn't see it, but I've seen it in the past. I have pictures on that road. Another massive block, probably as big or bigger than that. And,
wasn't that one
they had to build
15,
the road around it.
15 by 6 or something?
Yeah, we did get... I think I got a little footage of him on it because he does.
He gets on it and then he lays down. It's 3.5 Rohelios long or something like that.
And he's more or less just under 6 foot tall. He's about my height.
Standard of measure.
Yeah. Well, they just seeded too. They actually asked the farmers if we could go in there, and they're like, no, we just seeded it. So
yeah, they would have let us, but they had just put seed in the ground, so they were like, please don't walk over it. Yeah.
This is Ollantaytambo over here, so it had to cross over, and then there's this road that goes up to it, and there's another block in here somewhere. At least one. There's probably more. This is down in the valley.
Dan, thanks. $20. He says drones are expensive. Appreciate the sacrifice. Thank you.
Let's see if we get back to this point where he gets on the stone. So yeah, so you get an idea of the size of it here anyway. So we're sitting on the railway tracks.
Yeah,
it's quite an active railway line, by the way. So we were keeping our ear to it. Yeah, pretty cool. Like, how the hell did this thing get here? You know, it is huge.
Wait, how did your shirt get on it if you weren't allowed to walk in the field?
It's the farmers.
That's farmer stuff.
Okay.
Farmers stuff. Yeah. Actually, I did get. Let me just look at this. I know. I'm sorry about jumping around in this.
It's all right. It's fine.
Yeah,
Rogelio did run out there and
he did.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's up there. I know at some point I got that footage. Was it DJI 185? I think it's got to be in this somewhere.
I know I have pictures of him.
Yeah, I feel like I flew over it and around him. I've seen the footage. So maybe it's earlier on. No, down here. Okay.
It's amazing how they brought it all the way down. You can see from there ground level. You just had it with me in there, bringing it down from ground, like all the way on the quarry, all the way to ground level, and then back up. You know, the thing that people don't realize. Then you still got to bring it all the way back up to the other side.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he was telling it, we didn't get to go look at the ramp over by the temple area, but he was telling us that they used this ramp to bring the stones up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, maybe. He says there's some stones on the ramp, so we just didn't get to see it.
Man, Okay, I don't know where this video's gone. It must be here somewhere, but I definitely have him going in there and looking at it. Anyway, yeah, let me stop sharing for now. We can come back to that. But yeah, well, Quarry was cool.
It was. It was one of the highlights of the trip. And not something I think that, that many other tours or people do. And so it's like, we're going to offer it on the tour as an option. If you feel up to it, this is a tough hike.
Yep.
Ben and I will sit and drink coffee because we've already done it, and you guys can.
I've seen it.
It's a beautiful hike. It's very similar to if you've done the Grand Canyon Angels Flight, where you have the cliff by your side, beautiful landscapes, very intense walking, and there's plenty of places to sit and rest, but you have to be acclimated. Yeah, you take that's the thing, is you just got to walk kind of slower than you would normally think you have to walk.
Yeah, the altitude takes a moment to get acclimated, and we will do that. So the itinerary is essentially, it's a couple of days in Lima. There's things to see around Lima. We're going to Corral, which is a 5,000-year-old pyramid site that's, I think, to the north of Lima. And then we fly to Cusco, but we have an easy, we're there in an evening. The next day in Cusco is going to be the city walk day, which is all of the Inca Roca walls, do
you have the video of you almost dying? That would be highly entertaining.
Me?
I think.
When did I?
Yeah, the one I got of you where the truck is.
Oh, the truck.
Killed all of
us.
Yeah.
God, yeah, I did nearly die, didn't I? I nearly got squished by a truck. It was pretty funny.
You physically got squished between a wall and a truck.
I mean, that was coming around a corner, and I just just zipped through. I don't know where that is.
Okay.
It's probably, you use your iPhone, probably.
Yeah, I put it. It's all right.
I nearly died
on the break or something.
So, in
no breaks.
In the narrow streets of Cusco.
I was laughing. This was great. I'm like, look at Ben. He's going to die. As he's getting squished by a box truck. Yeah.
Yeah. And I get up and I'm like, that was close.
Yep. Yeah. It was close.
Yeah.
I saw that he wasn't going to stop, and so I slid through, and then Ben decided he was also going to slide through.
And I probably should have just gone backwards.
And you maybe should have just waited.
Yeah.
All of the roads in Cusco were like that. Yeah. It was,
well, this is Cusco, right? This is what it's like. Actually, I'm sharing. Let me share it again. Stop. I mean, this is actually a nice, this is a nice street, but they're narrow like this.
Yeah,
right? So
they're narrow. The cars are going
there
right
we got
here.
Yeah.
So this is like
you're constantly managing with vehicles. Yep.
And then trucks in these streets, obviously the box trucks or whatever that are coming through here. It's squeezy.
Yep.
And they're
squeezy.
They drive like Fangio, so yeah, lots of it. Like, it's cool. I love Cusco. It's just, it's one of those places that's, I don't think there's anything quite like it anywhere else in the world.
It was so awesome. And we were there for like four nights, 5 days.
Yeah.
We just we did a lot of walking around, exploring.
Show me Pumapunku. Let's go.
Okay. Kyle is ready to see Bolivia.
This is actually it here.
There it is. There's me sliding through.
Watch this.
Yes. And then Ben's like, I could do that. Ooh.
That was close.
Damn.
Wow. Yeah. You should hear the audio. It's actually, I can put the audio on. It's like,
yeah, Matt's like, ah!
It's gonna be loud.
I don't hear it.
Nope. Actually, it's
I'll be right back, guys.
Can you
Keep
hear it?
going on without me.
perfectly silent.
No, we don't hear it.
Oh, hang on. Well, I can fix this.
Yeah, you have to reshare with the audio.
Yeah. Also share audio window.
So we had some questions. While Ben's doing that, we have questions like, how large were the stones from the quarry? Up to 80, maybe 100 tons.
80 to 100 tons. Yeah, we paced them out. You can do an
estimate.
roughly estimate cubic meters, and it's about 2.8, 2.7 cubic meters per ton. So you sort of pace it out and you'll be all right. But here we go.
Gracias. Oh, there it goes.
close.
He's very entertained by that. Have you
Yeah,
noticed how
Matt was
entertained he was
incredibly
when he nearly
entertained.
dying? Yeah, thought it was great. He's gone now.
Yeah, he left.
He left. I want to see this shit. Yes. Show you what? Pumapunku? Is that what you want to see?
Another question: can you camp up there? That's a good question. I'm not sure you would want to.
You can. I mean, you do the Inca Trail, right?
Yeah.
People do camp. They backpack.
Yeah, there might be some good spots up on that on the quarry area. I mean, it's pretty rocky, but you might be able to find a good place to sleep.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think you could do it. You'd find a spot. I mean, there's enough little bit of dry ground, and I mean, just flat ground here and there. You can. I'm sure you could. It wouldn't be a bad idea to try and do that over 2 days. I don't know if you need. I don't know how the permitting works or anything like that. But I mean, one thing that Rogelio does do, and this is, look, to be honest, one of the reasons I went down there to talk to him, and because I knew him from way back when, like 2013, and I really was impressed with him then. And mostly what he does is he takes smaller groups and they do the Inca Trail, which is like 4 or 5 nights. It's backpacking, and I wanted to make sure that we could pull this off with a busload of people, as opposed to sort of 10 people. And we can. I mean, he does that sort of work too. But you could actually, that'd be an interesting way to get up to that quarry. Honestly, is to just do a 2-day. You could do it in a day. It'd be a long, hard day, but a nicer way to do it might be to do an overnight. Just park, get up to that quarry area and go a bit higher, whatever.
Camp
rest
out,
and
hang out,
camp out,
and then hike.
And you've got all the next day to get up there and
come back down. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, you come back down. Won't take you long. So what did you yell at me, Kyle? You want me to see what? Pumapunku?
Yeah, bro. What the hell? Stop holding out.
Stop holding out. All right.
Hey, well, I also wanted to mention Guild Stranger from our Discord. I did get boxes.
Yeah.
3 and 4, or are they 4? Whatever. And I wanted to show you guys. Huh?
2 and 3, maybe?
Well, the first one was also 2 boxes.
Okay.
So I'm going to say 3 and 4.
Yeah, okay.
And this one's called, it's Fort George Mirrored Realities. It's an India Pale Ale.
Well, there you go.
But I wanted to show you guys how this guy packages beers.
Okay. It's a professional beer packaging. Oh, yeah. That's perfect.
Oh, they're individually cut out into the, like you've got foam cutouts. Holy crap. All right.
That is good.
That's actually amazing.
It's the most legit beer packaging.
Beer packaging.
This is definitely, yes. Fancy beers.
Beautiful boxes of beer, sir. Thank you very much.
Oh, we got a great simple bin story. It says you went from UnchartedX to DoneChartedX. This is a great DoneChartedX.
Safety first, exactly.
Yeah, don't use Matt as your Professor Shy as your safety partner.
Are you there, Matt?
Wellness. I don't know where he went. He just quit.
Okay, he's back.
Okay,
good.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys booted me. I don't know what happened.
I was just trying to hide the video when you left, and I guess you can't bring it back on your own.
Nope.
Yeah.
Blue Moon.
Yeah, don't use Matt as your safety buddy for sure. I laughed at these guys the whole time. I'm like, oh, you're gonna die, like at least 5 times.
Yeah.
I'll know that somebody is gonna die if Matt's going.
Yeah.
Safety
I'm highly amused. Sorry. This is my reaction. I'll tell you a quick story. My wife, who you guys know, she gets really ticked off when there's an emergency. And instead of me being really nervous, like, oh God, what are we gonna do? I'm like, it's fine. Or I'm like, ha, we're gonna fix this. Like, it's my nervous reaction. I'm sorry.
I love the laugh in the background of that video. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, he was already that was day 2, right? That was the second day.
Yeah.
That was the first full day we had in Cusco. And so we had just started walking on the streets, and Matt was already like freaking out because of how close the cars were coming to us. He's like, "Oh my god!" And then we get to that one part, and he's like, "Whoa!" Like, you know, it's entertaining.
You enjoy life.
Well, he was also freaking out just immediately with the driving because it's like
the traffic,
and you and me just looking at each other like this is nothing. Like,
it's
just
like
go to Egypt, or
like
India
this is
China.
calm driving.
You're in a van, and like I've never experienced this, but your driver, your taxi cab or van driver will just pass everybody all the time. Every cab driver is going to pass 100 people on your journey of 5 miles. You know?
Yes.
It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, you go as
they
fast
pull
as you
into
can.
oncoming traffic.
Yeah, all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's
and, I
normal.
mean, we had Alex. I was just like, oh god, it was just Alex was like Gran Turismo Alex. We had this one dude driving us on it. And of course, the road down from Cusco that gets into the Sacred Valley is just these switchbacks. Like it's on this mountain. So I've done it a bunch of times. You do it in buses and stuff. But he was just hauling ass. We're overtaking everyone on the way down. I'm just like,
and there's a sharp turn that it's a blind curve, incredibly sharp blind curve. We're going downhill, and he goes to the other side of the road so that he can take the turn faster. You know, you're just like, you don't know if somebody's coming up the hill that coming in the other direction. He doesn't care. He's hauling ass. It was great. I was sitting in the front seat just like, woo! It was awesome.
Yeah, and I'm just like Fangio. I was like, I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, we don't need to be going this fast because it's just uncomfortable. Like, because you just like G-forces.
That's true.
Like, in a corner.
Yep.
Like,
You could hear the tires, you know, squeaking.
Everyone drives stick too, so it makes it feel faster because they're going revving out these little engines with their 5 speeds. Passing 18-wheelers up a switchback U-turn, and you're going, I hope there's not an 18-wheeler coming down the hill. And sometimes there is, and
Sometimes
you just
there is.
they just slow down, and they slow down, go back behind the 18-wheeler, and then go right back to doing what they were doing.
That's right. It's epic. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Did you get this question? Can you from Ryan?
Oh yeah, Ryan is asking, is Chavan de Huantar on the itinerary for the tour?
Chavin. Okay,
Yeah, Chavin.
No. Unfortunately, no. So, my dad's in the chat. Hello, Dad.
Hey.
Old Ronnie, he's in there. And
All right.
No. So, long story short.
Yeah, we went back and forth on doing this. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's already going to be 15 days. Chavin is just, it would take 2 or 3 days to get up there and do it. And I am going to do it. We will do it, but it'll probably be like a pre-extension optional thing at some point. Not on this trip. And then the same thing, I think if I've talked to some people, we were talking about doing an extension to Easter Island afterwards. We're not going to do that this time either. I want to make sure that we can run this. Excuse me, that we can run this trip and it runs well. Like it's the first time doing a tour in South America. I really like Rogelio. I like the setup down there. I just want to make sure that we can sort of execute on that and make sure that people have a good time. It's taken quite a bit of time and effort to put it together as it is, and I think once we have that and it goes well, then it'll be easier, I think, next year or whenever we do another one in the future to add on and look at doing things like Easter Island or a pre-trip tour to like
Nazca,
Chavin, Nazca lines, the candelabra.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff in Peru that we are not going to get to on this particular tour, but we're planning on doing more. We just want to get this one done. Like we want to run it. We want it to go smoothly. And then after that, we can look at changing things, added things, whatever.
But we typically, I mean, in the past for extensions or something like that, people that had already been on the original tour, they can join extensions only.
Yeah, if they want, yes.
Yeah.
So if you go this time, but you also wanted to do these future extensions, you'll be able to just do the extensions next time.
Yeah.
You won't have to pay for the whole tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if you haven't done, like, it's like if you've not toured with us before, then it's like, we don't just let people brand, like, for example, the Egypt trip that's coming up, we have an extension to the Red Sea where it's just basically a rest and relax beach diving sort of Red Sea thing. And I'm like, we want to reserve that for the people that are on the tour. I don't just want people turning up just for the Red Sea. But if you've come with us before and we know you, fine, then you can. I think there's a couple of people doing that actually.
Yeah.
Just for the Red Sea. That's all good. So that's the way we like to do it for these extensions and stuff. And I did get another question in here, Panzer Dude, just saying, are there lesser known sites that you're excited to see or to share. And yes, like a lot of these sites, we're going to things like Kui Riamok, Napa Inglesia, Napa Huaca, the things like the Quarry. We're also doing, people have an option to do Huayna Picchu at Machu Picchu, which is the big mountain behind Machu Picchu. They only release like a couple hundred tickets a day for people to go and climb that. Why is that dinging?
Silastani, we're going to see the Chulpa Tower. Well, they call them Chulpa. I'm not sure if they were actually. The Chulpa Towers are based off of these things, but these giant megalithic towers, we're going to go look at those. That's not exactly there were people there. It's a well-known site, but that is an excellent place to go see, and it isn't, it's not on the normal beaten path of Peru. There's all kinds of amazing stuff to see there. Over top of the lake, it's closer to Pumapunku and Tiwanaku than the other stuff. So it's a very interesting site. That you can tell the stonework style is similar, but it's closer to what you see at Pumapunku than it is what you see at Sacsayhuaman or Machu Picchu.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, it is. And look, if we have time too, it's going to depend on the last day getting back from. So my itinerary, we're going to end in Bolivia, and then we drive back over into Peru, back to the lake, back to Juliaca to catch a flight to Lima. But if we have time on that day, I'd love to go to somewhere like Cotimbo, which is also another Chulpa Tower place. I mean, I can show you pictures of that if you'd like.
What about Rakchi? Are we going there? Is that how you say
Rakchi?
that? Rakchi.
Rakchi. I think it might be on the itinerary. We'll see. Look,
that one's
itinerary will come out soon.
Yeah, there's plenty of sites where it's mostly what you would identify as Inca work, but then down at the base of some of the things, there's like mysterious megalithic or beautiful carved stones, and it's just, the Rakchi is one of those places. It's almost all Inca work, but then there's a few spots where it looks like the Inca were just adding on to something that was much more ancient that was already there.
Yeah, and look, this is a good point that maybe before I get to Pumapunku, I just want to make real quickly with, let's say, Alante Tambo those are the sites that I'm particularly interested in, and I think we, mostly our audience is too, with the megalithic work, right? Because you just see that, and there is such a clear difference. In places like this, like Alante Tambo, where and if I go back a bit, you'll be able to see it here. You have the megalithic work, but then you have the Inca work on top of it. So there's a definite order of construction that happens in Peru that I think relates to probably three distinctly different periods of construction.
Never the other way around.
Huh?
Is it never the other way around?
It's never the other way around. No, it's always Hanan Pacha, which is the monolithic living rock. So this is like Temple of the Moon and Kenko. I mean, I don't know, Russ, what you thought of Kenko, but it's like that place is mysterious.
Yeah.
It's very strange how the living rock is carved. It's not this cellular stuff that we see here on the left. This is, and by the way, this is a guy named Jesus Gamara and his father, Alfredo. This is their terminology and method of classifying the building styles you see in places like Peru, particularly the Sacred Valley. It does also apply to places like Egypt. You can find evidence of this all around the world, even like at the, in Jerusalem at the temple, the rock or whatever the thing is. It looks like Hanan Pacha.
Yes. Japan.
Yeah. So this is an interesting megalithic system, a classification system. I don't buy into the rest of what Jesus Gamara does talk about. If you've read his books, the cosmogony of the three worlds, altered gravity and different timelines, all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, we were closer to the sun, shorter days, less gravity. Yeah.
I think his classification system is great. And this is Hancock is. I know Jesus. I've met him several times. We spent time with him in Peru. In fact, we could probably give him a call and meet up with him on this tour. I think
that would be cool. Yeah,
he'd be happy to come. I imagine get him out to like Sacsayhuaman, be cool. He doesn't speak much English, is all. But so you have that style. Then you have the megalithic, the traditional cellular megalithic, Uran Pacha, it's called in his system. On top of that, and then on top of that again is the Ikun Pacha. It's the small cobblestone work like you see here, mud mortar. Very much the Inca style of work. It's very clear and distinct in Peru in particular, because you know, the Inca, after all, they were really only there for about 150 years. They did have precursor civilizations, but the Inca work is, you know, it's what you might expect from a relatively primitive culture. That's man, I'm waving this camera all over the place. Sorry about that. I'm trying to find
that shot was interesting too, because what we're looking at is the top of the wall there where we're missing blocks, so you can see how the blocks were fitted in.
Multiple blocks fitted up against that one lower stone
in sections, and it's all, you know, it's all in different layers and levels, and just it's amazing. You see this everywhere.
This is Valley Temple, right? This is a smaller scale side of what you see in the Valley Temple, the way they indent blocks in.
Yes.
To then fit and lock in, you know, the other granite blocks. Then you've got, you know, this stuff here on the right, this, you know, the cobblestone repair work.
Yep.
Yeah, you can see it's all over here. Look at this, like this indent.
Yeah, that you can see it.
And slices in it.
Yep.
I see if I've got.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it is, dude. I can't wait till you see it. It's gonna, you'll love it. I do want to just show you the example of the Ikun Pacha, the Inca work that's on top of this. I'm sorry about the waving around. It's like
panning nightmare.
Well, yeah, here's a saw cut.
Well, there's a saw cut.
Yeah, saw cut on.
Wow.
You can actually see that it's been run down into the bottom here.
That's at the top.
That's at the top. Yeah, this is like, it's a saw cut block.
Man, that's a thin
thin
cut.
blade.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
This is not, I mean, and a lot of this, you know, I asked, what were the tools they were supposed to have? And we're talking stone tools. These people weren't using copper even. So it's, you know,
that was 2 credit cards thick. I think that cut. By the way, am I clear now, or we good? Or?
Yeah, you sound good, man.
Look great. Yeah, you look in a very, you could even turn the camera this way if you wanted.
Yeah, you could do the old landscape.
Do a landscape camera there, man.
It won't work on this technology, bro. I won't do it.
All right, don't worry
It
about
said when you joined, it said you joined in
portrait
mode.
Just go the other way. Go
you
back.
Probably.
Yeah, perfect. That's right.
Are we good?
Yes, we're great. Yeah, so Rogelio is pointing out the Chinkana here. We'll get to Pumapunku, but the Chinkana, like the entrance, he said as kids, this was an entrance. A lot of these sites, and this is like people realize they just had that discovery. It's been known about for a long time that this existed, but they just sort of proved, I guess, that there's a tunnel running between Cusco and Sacsayhuaman, like this labyrinth, right? They call them Chinkanas. It's a
Chinkana.
It's a labyrinth. It's an underground thing. There was years and years ago, these students, like 3 or 4 of these students went down in there and they never came out. Like they died.
Yeah.
They got lost. And now they barred up the entrances to these things, because there's literally an entrance to that tunnel in the Coricancha, and we went and saw where it was. It's behind a grate. But, you know, Rogelio was saying that as a kid, that they've also sealed this up, but there's a lot of these sites have entrances to these Chinkanas, and this is the entrance down here where he would go into. Like as kids, they'd go and play in there, but they've since blocked it up.
He pointed one out to us on the mountain when we were climbing up to the quarry site. He said, up. So he pointed like right here. We're walking past a cliff area, and he's like, if you climb up there, you'll see there's an entrance going down. I climbed up. Sure enough, it was going down in, but it had collapsed. Right. But he was like, that used to be a tunnel, and it's supposed to connect to all this other stuff. And like, we're on the other side of the valley. It's wild.
Yeah.
Miles and miles going both onto the tops of mountains, through them, all the way down into the valley. We're talking thousands of feet in elevation change, and miles, and they all connected together. I mean,
and if that one that he pointed out to us on the quarry side connected to some of this stuff on the temple side, it had to go beneath the river, which is amazing, right? It's like,
it is kind of crazy. Yeah, look at this. Like, I mean, they've closed this area off. It's so silly. I've been in here before, but some of these blocks are amazing. Like, look at the size of this. This is a gigantic pink granite block, and you see the same super precise joinery.
That would be over 100 tons, like based off of based off our measurements.
And the same type of spalling and decomposition of the stone right there. That's wild.
Big old knobs.
Look at that pink. You can still see the beautiful rows in that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the quarry in person is majestic. There you can see some of it, but imagine a whole mountainside of this beautiful rose granite.
Also, this polished surface that you can see left here, very similar to like the what you see on the Serapeum boxes with the
they were probably polished.
Yeah, these were probably all originally polished really well.
Oh my god,
you can find it. Yeah. I can't wait to see your reaction. It's going to be fun watching your reaction to it the first time we get you down here.
Do you have any videos of us actually when you're amazed when you first touch them because they look rough and you touch them and they're as smooth as
that was
leather.
in Pumapunku.
Pumapunku. Yeah, let's go look at that.
Like it looks rough. You reach down and touch it. And you're like, oh my god! It's like it's like super smooth, but it looks like a rough block.
Yeah. Where is it?
It feels like a seal. You know, if you ever petted a seal or dolphin or something, you know, like
smooth as eggs.
Yeah. Okay. Smooth as
eggs. That's right.
You got your Valentine's eggs. That's good.
Let's see. Tiwanaku.
I don't want to eat one of these, but
I got some videos, but
are we eating? I got some chips over here.
I'm trying not to.
Not anything but chips.
Yeah,
not
eat chips. Don't eat chips,
please.
Matt. We'll kick you off the stream.
You can have some beef jerky or something.
Yeah.
This is.
There we go.
Hungry. I'm sorry.
Sun gates that are laying down like there. You see they have those holes in the bottom, so they were like.
Yeah, it's really loud, but it's all right. It's probably okay.
Potentially wood, I suppose, but.
My camera works outstanding.
I know.
I'm phenomenal at this.
Thank you.
I'm wondering what happened to you.
This is Benception, dude. Benception.
It's why I film everything, because I get, there's usually within a 10-minute period of me just doing terrible things, there might be 40 seconds of something like that.
Ben,
that's what my videos
guys,
are made of.
I had double-handed camera. I'm like standing perfectly still, like this is going to be beautiful footage, and then I replayed. I'm like, what? This is all trash. So I'm like, I need a gimbal. Yeah.
Oh, this is the.
I'm sorry.
With the phone or with the. I've got your stuff here. Like you definitely.
Some of the stuff is really clean. The phone.
The
stuff.
Videos, yeah. I mean, I think this is that.
Yeah, there you go.
Here we are at Pumapunku.
You get your narration.
Our final Bolivian destination at 12,000.
So we did
800 feet.
There's gonna be walk and talk footaging.
And we are
because I did. Me and Russ did strap on microphones for quite a bit of this, and
that's right.
I will sync that footage up, and then I think it'll be some really good just footage of us walking around talking about these sites. I did one of those videos recently on my channel with Yusuf, where Yusuf and I just mic'd up and did a walk around. People seem to like it, and it's just fun. It's easy to
look at that.
Content
Details
on the site.
everywhere
It's
here.
a genuine sort of look at some
drills.
of the stuff that
there's flat
people find
surfaces.
interesting.
We're hearing the audio, and it's hard to hear you with the audio of the
sorry,
video going.
I'll turn it down. Okay, sorry about that. So I don't know if there's like parts where we touch stuff, but there's definitely some,
there's parts where we
like
touch
here.
it. We're starting to touch things here. The very smooth vertical surface here. There you go.
Perfect. Yeah.
It's got pretty loud audio. Yeah. There we go.
Oh yeah. Perfect. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful work.
Yeah, so this is, I mean, I don't know. I mean, my volume's tiny, but
I don't know why, but it's super loud over here.
It's Riverside. So this is the crazy thing, and this is all andesite, right? So this isn't soft stone. You have two types of stone generally at Pumapunku, andesite and red sandstone. The big pieces behind here are red sandstone. It's probably one of the biggest pieces on site. It's like 200 plus tons, I think, some of it.
The one behind that one tilted.
Yeah,
And as a guy. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that one that we were just looking at looked like sandstone because of the way it was kind of worn.
Yeah, this is what I'm gonna say is from an inexperienced person looking at these types of ancient stone and ancient megaliths. It looked like it would feel like sandpaper, and like it was smoother than eggs. It was definitely like rubbing a snake one way, like the smooth way. It was like super, super smooth, like supple leather or silk. It was that, incredible.
Yeah, and then you see stuff like this where it's just like, what are you guys doing? Like, why?
Yeah. What is
Are
it?
you just showing off here? I mean, there's just There's so much of those, just these perfect kind of 90-degree turns and everything's sharp and clean. And then I was off looking. And you're actually standing on top of a manufactured... The whole thing's built. Like this is a big, giant, flat-top pyramid, essentially, or some sort of ziggurat.
Oh, really?
Structure.
This is an earthen... It's an earthen mound?
Well, I don't... It's probably stone. I think this is either midden or this place was like mud flooded.
It's just covered in sediment or something.
Yes, and well, the lake did something happened here. There was probably a flood that hit this that came from the lake, and yeah, you dig down, you look down here, like the same as the Callias, not the Callias, the what's the step pyramid on the other side called? The Akapana.
So that whole channel,
stone.
all that's built. This is part of the structure here. All this stuff that we're looking at down there.
The wall is new excavation,
right? But you can see on the inside that
there's
it looked like old stone.
It's really annoying, this ropes here. I have walked this whole channel, and then you can see stuff like this, which is great. Where we just have these machined andesite ropes like sticking out of the walls.
That's crazy. There had to be some kind of inundation to bury all that stone and all that sediment.
Yep. I think there's strong indication of something catastrophic happening to this site. It was on the lakeshore originally. There's a strand line that runs right through here where essentially Tiwanaku and Pumapunku was an island on the lake.
That's what I was going to ask. Is there any geological data on the strata of this soil?
Good question.
That would be interesting.
I don't know about the specific geological data of the strata. I know that guys like Poznansky have dug into it and they found fossils that go back to the Pleistocene. So these things sort of get dismissed with the mainstream. There's carbon.
Well, I'm wondering more or less that is it stratified, or is it like because you could figure out
jumbled up or not, right?
Yeah.
Well, the locals told us about the stratification all the way on the other side of Lake Titicaca on the mountains. That would come all the way over in this basin in a huge circle. And like Ben was saying, some of this land would have been actually an island, which would have put this location and other locations to being much older, right? Like when was the lake much deeper?
Yeah. Well, that's the interesting thing about the strand line. I mean, this is the strand line that, strand lines, water causes them through wave action and can take a long time to create strand line. And obviously it's level when it's created, but this is the thing that H.S. Bellamy reported in his book, like written it's called Before the Flood. It's a tilted strand line. So now there's like, they follow the strand line 300-400 miles but it tilts now. It's got this distinct tilt to it, a couple degree tilt to it, which is a geological uplift. That's how long does that process take to tilt a strand line? Because evidently I think that makes perfect sense that this place was a harbor, or it was a port on the lake. And this is, I think, even more or less what a lot of mainstream folks do say about it. There's a lot of features here that make it look like it was a harbor. And if that's the case, then the strand line that was created when it was on the lake, how long does that take for a geological process to tilt it to the degree that it's been tilted? I don't know if that's something that happens in 500-600 years, which is, the orthodox dating for this place is what do they say, 1100, 1200 AD?
I think so, yeah. It's not, they don't have it very old, right? It's supposed to be early Inca, basically, or before them.
Yeah, Legetu, there was a cosmographic about this tilt. No, I did an interview with Randall, and I tried to get an answer out of him about the tilt, and he didn't know. He didn't have a lot of data on it, and we didn't really get anywhere with it. But I tried to talk to Randall about how long that might take for this tilt to occur on one of my interviews with him. But yeah, it's not dated very old, and that's the thing about this site too. Like it's frustrating how the orthodox dating works for it, because it's literally based on not much more than a couple of carbon-14 dates that, again, it could be a campfire, it could be just settlement, could be anything. And they also dismiss other carbon-14 dates that are thousands of years earlier because they just say it's too old. They go, this can't be right, it's too old. And then you have Poznansky, who dates it, 10 to 15,000 BC, somewhere in that range. but he's using like astroarchaeology, like alignment dating based on the obliquity, the change of the angle of the obliquity of the ecliptic. He's using cultural dating. He's using geology. He's using like half a dozen different methods, and he spent 40 to 50 years on site building up this, this case for dating it. And they just throw all that out because they found a couple dates that fit inside this time frame that they like. And I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, in the video, this is actually a really cool piece too. Look at this.
What is the deal with this?
There's pieces like this strewn all over the place at this site, and none of them make any sense.
Look at this though.
Yeah, look at this.
Like a little channel with drill holes in it.
Mine, dude.
Yeah, it's little channels, and there's tiny drill holes in it.
That like makes me think of like conductors or something in there,
And you see how it looks rough. It's a lot of these look like that, and it's actually when you put your hand on it, it's incredibly smooth.
Yeah.
Just the texture of the block
just pitted.
Looks rough.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's not even pitted, Kyle. This is what's crazy. It looks pitted.
Yeah,
but then when you rub your hand over it, it's just different.
It feels like glass.
So if you took a needle and drug a needle across it, it wouldn't go down in those little holes.
Not like you think. It does. Those little holes, yes. Those perfect holes that we're gonna.
No, not the drilled ones.
No, it's been ground flat. I don't think there's some of these stones do have a flat. So like there's no.
Those
pocs
are like dark stone. It's like mica or something in the stone.
Yeah, they're not holes.
Okay, so it's an inclusion. It's not a divot. Right. It looks like a hole.
Yeah, they look like a hole.
They look, or a divot or something.
Well, you can see inclusions in this stone too, like larger ones in the andesite here as well, like near my leg and.
Yeah, but all those pocs are mica or something. Some dark stone.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. They would look rough, but you put your hand on it, it feels like glass. It's wild.
Wow.
I think this one we were.
This one too. Yeah. Yeah.
You can hear us when we touch it. We're like, oh my god.
Wow. I'm gonna put the volume on. So just.
Yeah. It's all right.
Oh, that's also amazing. Oh wow. It's like it's not.
Yeah, it doesn't look. Wow. Yeah. Even when you know it's going to be smooth. Yeah, like snake skin one way.
Polished.
You're right.
Ground and then polished. In fact, I can see it reflecting like there.
It doesn't look smooth,
but it is.
As soon as you touch it, it's butter smooth, like the smooth side of a snake skin.
Yeah. Butter smooth.
Butter smooth.
That's right. Good shit. Yeah. So it's I mean, just stuff like this. You can see these fine.
Look at that cut.
Yeah. And they're kind of random. They're strewn all over the place. And also the other thing that we were joking about, these were, these are RJ15s and 45s. That's your Ethernet plugs.
Mm-hmm. I need one of those right about now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's clearly a router, right? This is a stone router.
Yes.
But
it's a 4-port router.
Yeah, 4-port. Yeah, maybe it's a switch. Yeah. But the other thing that was clear is this whole site is on this massive hill, and it seems that the hill itself might just be a construct. It's just very ancient.
When's the digging going to continue?
I know, that's the question. There's a block sticking out of the ground everywhere, but it's...
So you can't walk up to these anymore? You have to view them from far away?
Yeah,
they put a lot of ropes in.
They've blue roped everything. Yeah.
Where are the guards?
I'll tell you with the digging, there was a change in governmental leadership which halted everything, and the locals are not hopeful that digging will resume. However, tourism is starting to resume, but we have footage of beautiful new construction buildings, whole city streets that are completely empty due to regime change and people abandoning, and now they're coming back. So it's really nice now. Things are peaceful, but I guess she was saying 10 or 15 years ago, so whatever, different governmental policies made people basically kind of pause. So hopefully,
there's a kind of a tourist town nearby, and it's basically a ghost town. It's all these little buildings and everything, and it's just empty.
Bolivia, it's
it's Bolivia.
It's pretty third worldy. It's they've kind of, I've been there in the past. They've kind of sort of been doing some digging. It's very slow.
Do you have any of the perfect stones sticking out of the deep mud?
How deep are the little drill holes in that groove?
We find out here actually. Rogelio gets a tip of a feather, and we stick it in. It's about, I mean, I'd say an inch or so, but they're also pretty much exactly the same depth every time.
Wow. Yeah, that'd be interesting to bring a depth gauge.
Look at this side here. That
Well,
I guess observing.
We used an
it's
avian
perfectly
version
straight
of one.
line.
I don't know if he does it here, but yeah, he grabs it, he gets a feather and just sticks it in. He's like holding it. It's like, yep, that deep, that deep, that deep.
Yeah, it was
What
very
in the
precise,
world is all this?
very
It's
precise measuring tool.
Yeah.
Here you go.
The feather of truth.
Yeah, let's see if he gets the feather of truth going here. You're talking about it.
Do you think they could have been? I mean, there's just all these weird little
Here he
shapes.
goes.
I wonder if they were like pouring for like casting metal objects, like pouring it in these geometric shaped holes and letting it dry, and then just,
No, it's
like a
You
manufacturing
missed some
site.
of it, Kyle. There's a difference. So, in some of the dog bone shapes were like cast metals to keep two stones together.
He's talking about
keystone cuts.
The
Key
keys,
cuts,
yeah, dog bone
and
shapes.
that's different than what you're seeing there. What are you laughing at?
We gotta call them dog bones.
Yeah,
from now on.
I'm talking about
Only
manufacturing.
going to be dog bone shapes. Yeah, I love it.
That's right, dog bone.
That's a good one, dude. That is very descriptive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dog bone cuts.
You know, hourglass, dog bone.
Yeah, it was right in there somewhere. Yep.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like
He's asking
as
if
a
they were.
manufacturing site, because there's all these weird like geometric shapes that are just in. They're a cavity that is a geometric shape that you could pour molten metal into and cast a specific shape and then take it out, and you could do that over and over and over in the same stone.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's a very clean groove, this thing. I mean,
look at that. Yeah.
And I'm
Took
just
a router.
Coming upside down and doing dumb shit. What am I doing?
Those,
Yeah.
Matt. Look at those over there. You know?
There we go. Okay.
Crazy.
I don't know.
Making kid pyramids for kids or something. Right there, pause.
Yeah. I don't think that's what it is, but it's like you could pour in there and get this interesting metal geometric shape, but it doesn't make sense. It's like,
Yeah, and you know, you've got these guys, and like, look, you can just see the.
what
It's
in
just
the
such
world?
fine work too. You know,
The
very
kingdom of
mysterious.
ha ha ha. That's what I determined. Was the kingdom of ah ha ha ha. We're missing the A's. Yeah.
We're missing the
Yeah.
A's. That's right. Yeah, so I don't know what to make of it, man. And Tiwanaku is very similar. We did sort of hop a couple of the ropes to get at a few of the interesting blocks and places like well, not just Tiwanaku. Remember the super block we got over there to see that thing, which was cool. Which was this thing. Remember this thing here
Oh yeah.
with the sluice stone on it, like it's I don't know if I have a video
Yes,
of it or
that's
not.
the thing is you really get the idea that you're just looking at fragments of some kind of machine. It's just that
Oh, this is it here.
look at that.
Yeah, wait till we get over to it. So just like the curvature on the inside of this, and it's like it's actually curved underneath. I'm sorry about the wonky footage. I actually have a lot of good footage of this because we're hiding from the guards at this point.
Yeah,
We're in the-
you have to cross the barriers to get over here. Yeah, that's just wild.
And this thing's actually really interesting because it's got writing or something on the front of it, and then also those drill holes.
There's
those
drill
little
holes,
tiny
drill holes across, and then it looks like that front face had symbols. It's just that it was
Wow.
exposed and eroded.
That's
And
amazing.
my footage is amazing as usual.
Wow, look at those.
Look at
Those
it.
are super
Ben-
fast drill holes.
Ben is a professional at
Look at all
this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Is
got
that
the
just like
carving
the
on it.
scratched writing, or is it carved?
It looks like there were deep writing, and then something is scratched on it as well. I don't know. It's hard to
Yeah.
tell.
Like I don't know what this is. I mean, if I dig back through my older footage, I do have like proper foot. I mean, I spent a lot of time at this block filming it. You could probably actually get a pretty good photogrammatical model from the footage I have of it. If we
Ben was so angry at this. He was like all the rope. He was like, cut.
That was
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah.
Every time.
And actually, when we were going up there, he's like, I know they've put rope everywhere. I just know it. And then we get up there, and sure enough, there's rope everywhere. And he's like, ah!
Yep.
Why is this rope here? Ah!
Too much.
It was
rope.
great.
Look
It
at
was
this.
great.
This is beautiful. It was fantastic. I
Whoa.
actually was interviewing Ben. Like, so Ben,
Yeah.
I
We're
think
getting
what
the
I'm putting-
idea.
yeah, getting the idea
Yeah,
that you're
I'm
upset
mad
about
about
rope.
it.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
literally every time
What
I go
is
there.
this?
It looks like a model, right? Somebody was
Yeah.
making a model of.
A model of the temple.
Sunken temple or something.
Yeah.
Hey,
Can you go back?
hey, wait a minute.
Ben.
That's-
Go back to that beautifully curved. That one. Yeah.
Yeah. This is one of
Please.
the things that makes me think this had something to do with water, because that kind of looks like a sluice gate, or it looks
It
like
does.
hydrological almost, right? It looks like
Yeah.
you have that. It's hydrodynamic. Something's flowing through here. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, you have to go back and look. I have a couple. If people in chat are interested, I mean, I have a couple videos on Tiwanaku and Pumapunku, and it's very mysterious. And I dive right into, a lot of the really older photographs that come from Poznański and Tiwanaku. Like, I can show you those. If we dig into that, we can quickly take a dive back in time if I can find the Tiwanaku video real quick.
What was your
Maybe
takeaway?
Tiwanaku.
Just a general takeaway from Pumapunku and all that stuff. Like
Okay.
anything, any new ideas or thoughts?
Tiwanaku looked like multiple times rebuilt stuff, right? There were massive ancient, like what were clearly ancient, gigantic sandstone monoliths, like huge standing stones. And then somebody had come along and built a wall in between all these massive megalithic standing stones. Whether that was original or not, I don't know. It seems clear that somebody's done a lot of rebuilding work. But when you get to Pumapunku, it's supposed to be the same site, but it's kind of in a different area, and it's totally set aside. And the stonework there just looks completely different. And it does look like pieces of a machine scattered all over the place. So both of them look like they've been destroyed, and like massively destroyed. There's blocks strewn everywhere, right? And I have to say that the sunken temple of man, or whatever you would call it, the ones with all the faces sticking out of the wall in Tiwanaku, was very weird. It was eerie. The face carvings were strange. Some of them you recognize. Okay, this is like that Mesoamerican style, big round eyes, sort of square jaw, whatever.
It was kind of cool. They had a large variety of people. So
there's
like,
the megaliths.
If you go to the faces, the
Wait.
megaliths had-
Where? Like y'all
So
saw these?
This is Tiwanaku, but now they've
This
come.
is Tiwanaku before.
That's
the
what it
rebuilding.
used to look like. Somebody's come along and put fake walls in between all these stones.
No, are you what? Why?
Yeah, this is the Calea Society. This is what Poznański found and he used for his alignments. So you got to.
Oh wait, it was a wall though. Yeah, okay, I can see.
Yes.
Go back. So you
Yeah,
can
see
see the
this box here?
indentations of where the blocks fitted
But
up.
what they've got there now it's clearly something else.
Yeah, it's all rebuilt now. If you go to what it looks like today,
man, I kind of don't. I'm on the fence on that sort of thing. It's kind of like,
And those massive
massive.
stones are, we got up on top of the platform and you're looking at them and you can see, okay, those are the bottom ones because they clearly were connected to something even higher. Multiple of them had, irregular cutouts on the very top, like they had stuff even higher, right? It's like, this is what it looks like now.
Okay, so
here's your original block, right? And then they've all of this, and some of these are probably original, smaller ones, but like that there would be original. And they so this is original, and then they just built everything else around it. So here's a video of it. Like this is you see the original.
Wow.
This massive sandstone, and then
man.
they've just put these, random.
It's not too bad.
No, but
it looks nice.
But that's we just don't know actually what it was.
Yeah,
right.
And it looked like on the stone you showed before in the old picture that the wall actually was set back about 4 inches.
Should have been, yeah. And it
This
was
is
lower
actually-
too. It was
Who's
dug
getting
out.
kicked out? What?
We're following
getting
this
kicked out.
this lady. She was telling us we had to leave, and this is actually a whole side that you don't get to see. Like she was like,
Yeah,
you have
you-
to follow me out this way.
Yeah, so
So
got
we
to
are
film-
actually taking video because you
We're
don't
behind-
you normally can't come here when you're just visiting. So
This is behind a rope on this
Behind the
side
rope,
of
yeah.
Calea Society. So
yeah.
Don't
kind of
walk
annoying.
there.
But you see how they're rebuilding that entire sort of ziggurat pyramid thing over there with mud. That's not original. It's they're They're trying to do a reconstruction.
Ah.
Because it's been it was so thoroughly destroyed by whatever happened to it that there's nothing to look at except stones lying all over the place.
And
right?
it's been quarried. Like it's been
I like looking at that.
I know,
quarried.
but they're trying to make it into a touristy site, and most people aren't interested in looking at a couple of blocks sticking out of the mud. They want to see a pyramid.
Yeah.
Right. So you can see both sides. Like you're like, I don't want this rebuilding bullshit because this is not what it was. But at the same time, they're trying to turn it into a tourist site so they can get more money, so they can actually dig up more things. Hopefully, is what they're doing.
This is the sort of thing that was on top of the Akapana, that step pyramid. So this is like there's all these channels and all these big blocks and megalith. All this stuff's gone now. Like this has all been quarried and taken away. It's
gone. Yeah.
Yeah, and tons of it's been taken away. Like that whole. This is why it was fun for me to walk into the town of Tiwanaku and the church, because that's all built from the whole place is built from stones from this site. You see shit like this is like these precisely joined, and these are tunnel. Like this is hydrologic. Again, these are like channels for something. Like there's something functional was happening here.
Some of it reminded me of walking around in the Osirian. It's like these gigantic granite blocks, sandstone and crystalline blocks sticking out, and you're like, okay, I know there's much more to this site than we can see. We're just standing on the top of it.
So yeah, this is that wall we walked past just then in that footage. So we were coming from this end to this end. We're walking this way, and we had the Akapana, the step pyramid, on our left, and you just see what this was like back then. It's just covered. I mean, everything's covered in sediment, and there's not much left.
Wow.
Same wall, I think. And then these are the steps that lead up to it. These are still here. Like
you
these
can
are
still
big,
see
giant
those. Yeah.
pieces of sandstone. Of course, you can't go anywhere near them. This is the sun gate as it was when it was stood up originally, and they broke it.
They broke it in modern times?
Yeah, well, early 1900s. They moved it. It's not in the original location, but this was face down, so it was preserved. Like that's the difference. Like people tell me, like I've heard people like say, "Well, there's no erosion in Tiwanaku. Like it's not that old because there's no erosion." What the fuck is this? Like,
it's incredibly
hugely eroded.
Yeah,
but it's. You know, sometimes we think in Egypt that like granite that's in the ground, it's almost like if it's covered, it seems like that.
That's worse.
It's worse for the stone.
Yeah.
Here it's different because of the mud. If it's down and in the ground, it's preserved. This is why.
So the mud, the mud is anaerobic and probably doesn't. Maybe that's what
clay.
it is.
Yeah,
there's multiple.
Clay. It's clay.
There's multiple blocks, especially up at Pumapunku, where you can see, because they've stood it up, and on one side it's just perfect. You can see sharp lines and all the carvings, and on the other side it's the same carving. Like the other side is almost the same, but it's just almost gone, because that side was sitting up and facing the elements. The other side was down in the mud, and you can see a clear line.
Elements here, you get lichen, you get all this stuff that's growing, and
it's raining on it all the time.
Water.
It's wet. It's high elevation. So this is a good example, because this was the preserved face of the sun sun gate, but you look at the backside of it, and this was exposed. So it's all fucked up, like it's all eroded. But so this was the break in the sun gate when they busted it, and then
can you imagine excavating that? That was just so beautiful, dude. Just finding that. Go ahead,
dude. I know. Right?
I'm saying, whoa.
Yeah.
And this is, I think, the original. Some of the original.
I've never seen these.
This is an open air museum in La Paz. This is like stuff they took from the site. This is some of the faces.
This is in La Paz,
So these guys just I've never seen those carvings before.
Oh yeah.
That's not at the site anymore. Yeah.
This is in La Paz. Yeah.
I've just never seen them.
Yeah.
Like this. This is Göbekli Tepe style. Look at this high relief carving.
Yeah.
This thing here looks like the lizard at Göbekli Tepe.
And then you see that.
Tell them what the locals said about how they took that to La Paz and brought it back.
Oh yeah, that was a fun story. So they took something from this site, and then all this bad shit started happening, like all this, and they were like, "This is like we've
it's
messed
because
up
we took
here.
this statue.
We took this statue from Tiwanaku, and they brought it back, and then the bad things stopped happening. Essentially, that's the gist of the story, but
evidence,
that longer version of it. But the big
that's this guy.
Wow,
this is the guy they took.
Yes,
that's the one that was in the museum that you guys.
I think
that
looks like
one of them.
Pull up our picture. That was just
I love that picture. I used it as a thumbnail for this. There's Poznansky next to him. This guy's still up there doing the.
Poznansky's huge, bro. Look at him. He's got 20 feet tall.
Yes. So let's see. Yeah, we'll pull that picture up in a minute. I just want to get through these. So this is the church. Remember we looked at the front of this.
We went around the
whole
church,
square
yeah.
Here.
Yep.
Right. So this is the. We went and looked at this church, and yeah, this is a great picture. So there's the church.
Wow.
Right. This is all now old town. We basically we stayed over near, like basically over here. I'm pretty sure somewhere like that. We had a house that's a guest house we stayed at just on the site.
Yeah, it's just right over there.
This is the original Cala Society that's completely been rebuilt now. And they dig down and you just find these walls, trenches and channels and like crazy shit in the.
And again, you see multiple levels of skill in the stonework.
Yeah.
You see stuff that's sort of cobbly, and then you see gigantic, massive blocks like this with sharp lines. And it's just all, the same thing with all the Inca stuff. Pumapunku, though, was just, I don't know. It was weird. That one was really like walking around in the remnants of a machine that exploded. There's just random high precision parts everywhere with unexplainable features, holes. They don't look decorative.
Yeah, I love this picture.
I mean, in some cases you're like, yeah, that's kind of decorative. Yeah, this thing, like that guy.
Great picture.
Damn.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yep.
Yeah, we were like, holy crap. I know I've seen it before, but I'd just forgotten about it. And I was like, oh man, that thing is huge.
Yeah, we walked in, we came into this room, we're like, oh my God.
It's a giant bloody statue. Just tall enough. I guess they had to put it in the floor a bit. Yeah, there was some very cool statues. I mean, you see some weird stuff like this, right? I think, Russ, you showed this on your stream last time.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, some of these weird features.
And again, the faces, these pieces, like, what is this?
MC Escher.
There's two of them. They almost look like hooks.
These are those things we saw in the black and white pictures.
Those are so cool, dude.
This like obsidian, it's basalt actually.
Yeah, it's basalt.
This is a Puma thing. This is a Rosemary said you need, even though you're not supposed to touch it, you should touch it, and you get a software update from the Cosmos. This is what Rosemary
that's right. She told us make sure to touch the Puma people because we will get our firmware update from the universe.
Yeah, see, this is interesting. Like, it's like this is your typical carving, but then was this added later?
Somebody has scratched. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They scratched it in there. It reminds me of a lot of things we've seen in Egypt. A high precision carved object, and then somebody has scratched in a god face.
Yeah,
Hathor or something is scratched onto a bowl.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go, man.
It's gonna be epic.
I'm really looking forward to seeing Pumapunku in person, but blue ropes. Let's go at night.
We'll do some Operation Distracto.
Yeah, because there's not a whole lot of guards. When it's just 4 of us, but if we have 30 people up there, we can get some. I'll go over here and make a huge distraction, and then you can climb over the ropes. And
we need 2 separate groups breaking rules. I didn't say that.
I didn't say it live on YouTube for the whole world.
It's just a joke. Everyone knows that I joke a lot.
He does. I mean, it's very sad to me that it never seems to go in the other direction, right? I know I'm going to be mad when we go to. We didn't go to Machu Picchu on this preview trip. I've been there a bunch. And honestly, I know you have to include it. Everyone's got to see Machu Picchu. It is an important site. I don't think it's the most impressive. I don't think it's the most important. It is, however, the most famous. It has the most people, and it has continually been more and more restricted as the years have gone on. And I understand it's even worse than what it was last time now. In terms of now, it's like, so when I first went there, it's like, you're at Machu Picchu, enjoy. You walk anywhere, spend the whole day up there. There's no real ropes you can touch. You can look at it. And then they went, well, now we're going to put some ropes up. And then the next time I went there, so now there's walking paths. You have to go on this path. And you have to go in a certain direction. You can't go backwards. You can only go forwards. It's like arrows, and they'd say no, not backwards. You can only go that way. Eventually, exit through the gift shop, whatever. And then now you literally choose one of like 4 or 5 different walking paths, and that's all you get.
Yeah.
So you can only take one particular path. You can't like spend all day and do them all. So. I don't know. It's frustrating. And then the ropes and stuff. I'm like, come on, guys. Like this, it's okay. They just every time it's more and more ropes. And I think we'll get to a point in the future. It feels like things like the pyramid in Egypt, they're going to have a 10-foot perspex wall up around it.
Oh yeah.
And they'll drive you over to a little platform. You get to look at it from there, and that's it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's going to go that way eventually. I'd love to see people open it up. I mean, I understand they're trying to preserve sites and stuff, but at the same time, a lot of this stone, you're not going to hurt it. Like the herding period is over. The herding period is the quarrying and the destructive, abuse that's happened to these sites for the last several hundred years. If
Yeah,
not
even
longer.
the rebuilding does more damage than
Yeah.
touching the stone.
Yeah.
To
freaking
the site. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. So it is what it is. So it's always like, I always think if you want to go see these sites, the best time's always now, because it's like
the sooner the better.
The sooner the better, because the next time there might be more blue ropes.
Yeah.
Eventually there'll be too many blue ropes, and I don't want to do it anymore. I've got the footage. I can stay in my basement and make YouTube videos.
I deal with this
I understand.
every trip, folks. These two guys are super grumpy.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
Yep.
Yeah, Kyle's job is to be the cheerful one. Ben and I are like, God damn it, this is bullshit.
Yeah. Kyle is in charge of the socializing.
That's right.
I was sympathetic the whole time, and they're like, Matt, just like calm down. I'm like, whoa, yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah, we can team up, bro, and then it'll be even.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good.
No, I know. I just said that's a joke too. I just like giving these guys a lot of shit for being grumps.
Yeah.
They crossed the ropes. I did not cross.
As soon as one of them has one like tiny little complaint, I'm like, oh my god, so grumpy.
So freaking grumpy.
It is annoying. I mean, I've said this before. You know what I'm going to say. Like, I can't complain. Like, I don't have.
Yeah.
Like, I bitch and moan about travel, and I bitch and moan about it to you guys a little bit.
Yeah.
It's because, I'm at the end of it. I mean, but it's like, what are you bitching and moaning about? You get to go see the fucking pyramids.
Yeah.
Exactly. Are you bitching about being at the pyramids again?
Yeah. Yeah,
You just
poor
have
Ben.
No grounds to complain.
Poor Ben. He's had to travel to Egypt again.
Right.
And climb the pyramids
Exactly.
again.
This is my point.
Poor Ben.
Yeah, I have no grounds for complaining, and yet I really want to complain.
Yeah.
All right.
Instinct is to bitch and moan. So.
Ed Food text you later. $5. How big are the mosquitoes? How many of them are there? He needs to know.
I don't remember. Prepare. I mean, we were there at a specific time, but I don't remember a mosquito problem at all.
Who's the mosquito attractor? Like
not me.
Not you?
No, not me. No.
Matt, the mosquitoes tear you up?
But...
Yeah, Matt.
I researched
high altitude.
Yeah.
I don't think
there's not a lot of mosquitoes where you will be traveling. There is a ton in the jungle, but where you'll be going, there's very limited mosquitoes. And we were there during the wet season where there is more mosquitoes, and I only saw maybe one.
All right.
It's
perfect.
just 13,000 feet.
Altitude. Yeah. I don't
They
think
can't even fly.
Yeah.
Not enough air.
Cool. They definitely can't lay down a rap album up there.
Nah, they cannot. Yeah, that'd be tough. Spitting rhymes. Workmatic, $5. Join the UnchartedX Discord server to continue the discussions. Thank you, Workmatic. Thank you for the advertisement to the Discord. SnakeBros Discord's also good, but my Discord is there.
Oh, well, I'm gonna drop it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Kyle made a joke that I completely didn't get about the.
You never saw the mosquito meme with it, like the mosquito on the microphone?
Oh yeah.
He's singing.
Yeah.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Yeah, that's fun.
I do remember. Yeah. No mosquitoes dropping albums.
Can't do those vocals up there. It's too high.
That is. We're gonna have to think about that. You're always out of breath, like if we're gonna be jamming and singing,
it's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough.
Well, we can jam. I mean, if we jam it, I think Alante Tambo would probably be the place for it.
Yeah.
And it's a little low.
It's like
at 8,000 feet.
Yeah.
We can do instrumentals. You guys are playing drums, though. I mean,
I know it's a workout.
You two have to. Well, that's fine. You two have to sing. That's the trick.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, using long sentences when you talk while sitting down is a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Even at 12,000 feet.
Right. That's right. You run out of air halfway through what you're trying to say.
Looks like we'll have to just play typo negative.
Okay.
Typo negative?
Yeah, I get you.
All right.
What's that song? Nah, never mind.
I don't know.
I'm
It's
not
just
singing on stream. No.
I was just trying to think of like the most chill vocals, except of course he does get into some screaming. Can't play those parts.
What's that one? Once there was a boy who is stupid low.
Oh yeah.
There was a boy who couldn't go to school and when
Yeah, I don't know.
he finally came back.
All right, cancel that. No typo negative.
Yeah, okay.
Here we go.
What are we looking at?
You can hear us gasping, by the way.
Well, we don't hear any audio.
Oh, you don't?
Nah, yeah.
No, I mean, I fixed that. Hang on. Stop sharing. Oh, you got to click it every time.
Yeah, I guess so.
Entire screen. Audio,
We're getting we're getting music suggestions. Crash Test Dummies.
Yeah. cover tunes.
Yeah.
Ghost town at Tiwanaku, one of the most that like.
Oh yeah, we're just breathing, trying to walk.
Built for tourism, and there's absolutely nobody here.
It's basically a ghost town.
It's a ghost town at Tiwanaku, one of the most incredible ancient sites in the world.
He's gone.
It'd be amazing if
Matt gone again.
Like those dates are confirmed of it, like 10,000 BC ish. So at the same time that in Turkey, someone's figuring out agriculture and standing up rough T-pillars. Somebody here is like, we got a city on the lake
Precision
with a port. We got precision blocks. Yeah, we got irrigation. Holy crap!
That's why I was kind of prying at Ben. He's like, well, there's many sites in this timeline, but
Well, I mean, the only one that really sits in that time era is go back to Tepe. So yeah, you can hear. We can. You say 5 or 6 words, and you have to take a deep breath.
Yep.
Just walking down the street having a conversation is hard work.
Yes, and then I didn't enjoy this. You made the comment that we're just tombstoning the hell out of this town.
Oh,
like four of us just walking abreast down the main street.
Yeah.
Eventually, we do get into like.
Yeah, I didn't know it's that.
Hard to see all these stones here on the ground.
Yeah.
cat.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well,
Ghost town, man.
People in the chat giving us crap for being flatlanders. I guess we have some elevation people.
Can't trust those flats. Dude, we live in the hills, but it's
1,600 feet, not 13,000.
Now, listen, people don't understand.
Yeah,
I lived near Flagstaff for years, and it's no comparison. Go to 8,000 feet, I could run a marathon compared to going into the 11, 12, 13,000 feet. You actually exponentially lose oxygen as you continue up in those altitudes. So you got to look at the math, but it's basically from 8,000 to 12,000 is half of the available oxygen from 8,000 to 12.
Wow.
So it's significant. It's like 26% saturation, and then it goes all the way down to 18% saturation. So yeah, it's pretty intense.
Yeah, so it's like a logarithmic curve.
Yeah. It also makes
Same
you
with
have
diving.
to frequent the restroom. And let me tell you, the first night waking up feeling like someone was choking you is kind of hilarious. You wake up and you go, oh God. Yeah.
Yeah. Because your body's just not naturally breathing enough while you're sleeping, and you wake up starving for air multiple times.
Man, that's crazy.
But after the first night or two, it's golden. But you still.
It was an experience, all of it.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, so we get. It's true. It's you acclimatize, but
you
it
do.
It doesn't ever mean there's more air available. You just don't get a friggin' headache the whole time, and you can sleep. But there's still like a lack of oxygen in general. Your body works a bit harder. So yeah, this whole town and the church that we're coming up to, these are all blocks from the site. Like
got to train for it.
Yep. Let's get to the church here. I just want to show you the church real quick.
Look at the church.
Yep. So this was cool when we came into the square.
Kind of here. Oh wow. Okay, so we found the square, which is pretty typical down here.
So here's that church, and these
Here's
statues
the
are
church,
original.
bro. Then here's
in front of the,
these statues
church.
behind the fences, original. Yep. Next time I'm here, I'm going to bring pupper treats.
There were statues all through the square, some of which may have come from the site, some of which
originally
looked like they were modern. Yeah, but the church has blocks from.
What's he holding, Ben?
Well, I mean, even over, I think, these were cool. So even over at these are all blocks from the site. I think even over there's channel blocks from the site down there. I think even over at the what do you call it the benches, the bus stop. I mean, the big blocks underneath the benches are all big, andesite blocks from the site.
Yeah.
The whole square is made from it. And then, half of La Paz, honestly, was originally built from, I don't know, I got some pictures of it. It was originally built from stones from this site.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, drains and mines and the list of, there was just tons of stone going to La Paz all the time.
So it's like the Cairo for Giza.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the town. Let's have a quick look at the town here. So I was taking pictures of this is obviously Stonework. This is in the church from the site.
So what happened to the people of the town? They just left because there was no more tourism, or what?
Yeah,
they still live there. The people still live there, but
there's a few.
It was supposedly tourism infrastructure, and all those businesses are pretty much shuttered now.
But the people that live there, they're just farming.
There's a couple of people there. There was some people that just didn't the town looked empty, but most people who were running tourism businesses are just gone.
Okay.
And there's no tourists.
So this is like a block on a house. It's just the way the doorway is with the channel in it. I mean, these are all blocks from the site, just random shit everywhere. This is the church from the back. So yeah, it's cool. Then we had a really nice. This was the house that we were staying at in the city, and in the town. And I think this is the fence. This is Tiwanaku. So you could probably go to the left and this is the roof of the house we were staying at. You turn left, you see the sun gate. This is actually a picture taken from this roof. This is one of those gates. These are the walls.
The moon gate, he called it. Yeah,
the moon gate, right? And the Callicicire and the Acapana. So pretty cool place to stay. Unfortunately, we couldn't. We can't fit the whole group there. So it's just like a guest house for a couple of people that I know the lady who owns it, and we hung out there. But good times.
Yeah.
So, Bolivia's a trip. It's like I wanted to include it. It's like such an important site. So on the tour, we're going to have. I think we get into Bolivia on one day. We have an entire day at Tiwanaku. The whole day we're staying in La Paz, so it's like a 45 minutes, an hour away. So we'll have all day there, Tiwanaku, Pumapunku Museum, town. We go back to La Paz, and then we leave the next day. So there'll certainly be plenty of time. Well, yeah. What is this? PYG, 25,000 PYG from Gollum's half-botched circumcision leftover. That's an interesting name.
My God. What kind, wait a second.
I don't know what it is, but it's like 25,000 PYGs. He said, when you go back to South America, look at the topsoil in the Chaco and how it changes to the other side of the Paraguay River. It's weirdly salty. All right, bro. Thank you so much. Interesting name and super chat. Do I get to meet Brian Forrester? I know Brian pretty well. I've known Brian for more than 10 years. Actually, if you look at my channel, you find interviews with Brian. I think they're on this channel, if not my older channel. But yeah, incredible name.
So I think there were some questions in our chat about when this tour maybe have. It's going to be October-ish.
Yep,
we're thinking
October
of this year.
Yep.
And look, if you're worried that you may miss this one, don't worry, because we are not. This is not the only one we're going to do. We want to do many of the we want to do Peru multiple times, go back again and again. So
yeah,
if you miss it, not a big deal. You can do it next year. So
yeah, exactly. I'm going to try and
there's
be nice
just not
to
going
do
to
one every year.
Yeah, and they just can't be as large as the tours we do in Egypt. It's just, the accommodation isn't there, so it's going to be 30 people, 35 people, not 60 or 70.
Yep.
So, there aren't going to be many spots, but we will do them multiple times. And I can't wait because this scouting trip was just like, I knew that Peru was going to blow my mind, and of course it did. And going down there, and it was the same as Egypt. You're standing in front of a site that you have been looking at and studying from afar for 10 years, and you're looking at it, and you're like, oh my God, like I knew it was going to be amazing. But just being there is you have to stand in front of it. You have to put your hands on it. You have to, be able to walk up to those walls and look at them very close with your own eyes. Spend an hour just studying the joinery and everything, and it really is amazing. So you can really nerd out on it. That's what you got to do.
You guys didn't even touch everything. I mean, for me, honestly, the biggest, most impactful thing was getting up to Sexy Woman.
Yeah.
Was like, Sexy Woman was
right.
actually made me.
Yeah, I could see Matt's mind explode. Yeah.
Shed a tear. Yeah, it's like that. I mean, that happens on these trips. And yeah, Sexy Woman, we didn't even talk about it. I mean, I know you did, I think, on your stream, Russ, but
briefly, yeah. It's yeah.
I have a couple videos looking at it. Not many people have watched those videos. I don't know why. But one of the most impressive sites.
It is.
It's like there's a few big highlights, and it's one of them for me.
Yeah.
And particularly when we get the time to explain what I think the original context for that was. How Sacsayhuaman, it was all one with Cusco. Like it literally flowed down the hill into the center of Cusco. You can find evidence for that. It was all one massive megalithic city that extended up to the top of the hill.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened there as has happened at Tiwanaku, which is all the churches and the squares and the courtyards. They're all built with stones from the site, from Sacsayhuaman. But obviously something massive was going on up there because that's where the biggest stones are. Yeah, it's mysterious. Like it's that hard limestone that they make those big stones out of. But then it also does shift to andesite when you get up to where the big circle chulpa looking thing is on top of the hill.
Yeah, and then we also, the last time we looked at the other side, we went around and went to there's another like sort of Sacsayhuaman style wall that seems to be like a retaining wall, and on top of that there's all this crazy carvings into the bedrock. And it's just like, you just like, what even is this?
Little Kenko we're talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
That whole Kenko thing. Yeah, see, that's the Temple of the Moon, which we didn't get to the Temple of the Moon because it was just pissing down with rain that day. And,
it was.
And I think I was, whatever, we just went and had lunch. But we'll get there on the tour. Shouldn't be as rainy, I hope. And then, but yeah, the craziest thing about that, it's that Hunan Pacha. It's that really strange bedrock carvings. Like, what? And sometimes it just looks extremely ancient. The erosion it's really mysterious. I don't understand what's going on. It is carvings into the bedrock. It's almost whimsical. I don't know how else to explain it.
It's like somebody was just playing with the tools they had. They're just like, what can we do with this? It's wild.
All I can hear is Mr. Andersite in
Mr. Andersite.
Mr. Andersite. Seems here you've been a naughty boy.
It seems you were used at 2 sites.
It seems at multiple sites.
You didn't even show that crazy upside down staircase either. That was.
Listen, Matt. He's now he's trying to run the show, and we're almost done. Yeah,
complaints.
Yeah, I got complaints. I got tons of complaints.
You want to see the up and down staircase? I know it's in my Sacsayhuaman videos. And Sherman, I see Sherman in here. Shermanator. We did go look for your block. I think they flipped it over. I haven't.
That's right. They did look for it. Yeah.
We and Rogelio jumped some ropes and ran down there and looked for it. And I think they flipped it over. And I have to go. I have to look at my footage, and I have to go look at the previous footage and the scan that I did of it and see if it's the same block. I think it is, but it's either gone or they flipped it over. So there you go. That's a little message for
Shermanator.
For Sherman.
I want to see that block too. I want to see it in person.
Yep. Yeah, we'll try and find it next time.
Yeah.
You got to like skirt the guards.
Yep.
They moved it up onto the wall. Okay, he knows. All right, they did move it. All right, fair enough.
Okay.
Somebody else figured this out before me. Good.
Okay.
Good. No, good. It saves me the trouble. That's fine. I don't want to chase down something that's already been chased down. But yeah, it's cool.
All right, shall we wrap it up, gentlemen? This is excellent.
Indeed.
I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got going on.
We're over
here.
2 hours here. We've been talking for almost 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you very much. It's good times. Good timing. I am. I wanted to. It's actually good to do this because I've written a 14,000 word script for a vase video update. A vase scan project. As I didn't do a vase scan video at all last year. I think the last one I did was actually 2023. I mean, I talked about it in some presentations, but didn't do it. There's a lot that's happened in the vase scan world. I have rewritten this script twice. I've recorded it twice. It's like 2 hours of talking that I think I'll cut down to about an hour and a half.
Woo.
It's gonna be a long video. So I've been working on that like crazy, but of course, that's not like, that's just happening in the background. So in my channel, I'm not uploading videos while I'm doing that. So, thank you for the invite to get this stream going. I think it's good to chat about this stuff. And share some of this content because I needed to, do something else.
Good. Take a break from your. Yeah, that sounds like I can't wait to see that big, massive vase update. There is a lot of stuff going on with that. Yeah.
It's I wanted to summarize what's been done. I want to talk about the things that that have happened that we haven't really talked, at least that I haven't talked about. Stuff that you guys have obviously been involved in, our scanning work in Egypt, the Petrie Museum scan work, the stuff with Max Zamilov, blah, 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 all the stuff that Matt Bell's been doing, the scanning, the experiments that Adam Young's been doing with granite. I mean, a lot has happened, and it's really moved along a long way.
Cataways getting all these freaking appointments at museums.
Dude. We're doing stuff like that. We're going to
There's multiple ones already. It's great.
It's awesome.
Getting into museums. We've got a whole non-profit set up that's, the Artifact Foundation that's going to be taking over and doing a lot of this work moving forward. There's some, official support behind this now. Like institutions are paying attention. There's some legitimacy, I think, in the archaeological world getting attached to some of the work that's happening, which is excellent. And there's more to come, right? I know we're working on a little event for later in the year to talk about vases, maybe in New York. So
right after the Cosmic Summit.
Right after the Cosmic Summit.
Yeah, we're trying to put it together. Hopefully we'll be able to put tickets on sale soon.
Yep.
It's going to be, the plan is to make like sort of it's partly a fundraiser for the Artifact Foundation as well.
Yes.
So trying to raise some money, get some to help move this stuff forward to do more research trips.
Yep.
So
so it'll be a kind of a meetup fundraiser in the Northeast up in
New York.
Up in New York, we'll go to go to museum. We'll hang out. We'll do some maybe presentations. We'll see. We'll let you guys know.
Yeah, I think we also. I mean, hopefully we will be at the Cosmic Summit just hanging out.
Hopefully,
But I think the Artifact Foundation, Cataway, they're going to be there. Ben, you're going to be there.
I think I'm speaking. Yeah, I'm actually speaking again at the Cosmic Summit. Yusuf, hopefully.
We're trying to get Yusuf here. Yeah,
we're working on his visa right now with him. And look, if he's here, then he will probably also be involved in this thing in New York the week after, which should be a lot of fun. And then maybe we can take him because I would love to take him to museums and get his reaction to look at the Egypt collections at some of these museums, like the Met, like the Museum of Fine Arts, stuff like that.
It's like he'll get to see Egyptian artifacts that he's never seen before, and get because they've been in.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
It's gonna be great.
Well, I'll definitely be there, but we might not make it to the summit. I think we will. I think we're just gonna come and hang out, maybe do a podcast, and then do some of the. We're gonna do some demonstrations. That's the plan on like how we're doing photogrammetry and footage and scanning of vases and objects. And
George
like
said
that.
he might stick us on a panel too if we show up. We'll see. But I don't think we're going to do any talks.
Presentation, talks, things.
Yeah.
I was going to do my stand-up bit.
You should do that.
No.
Come on.
10 seconds of stand-up.
10 seconds?
I got one joke.
Well, I hope it's a good one. am also going to be speaking at the New Life Expo, which is happening in May in the San Francisco Bay Area. I think Graham Hancock, I went and saw him at this conference several years ago, so it's cool to get a chance to speak at it. I believe I'm doing, there's like a free, I don't know how this works. You can check it out if you're interested, if you're in the San Francisco Bay Area, but I've got like a free lecture for everyone that is like 45 minutes long. I'm doing like an hour and a half, 2-hour workshop / presentation that's going to dive deep into the vases and the precision of ancient artifacts. I think that's a paid workshop. And then I'll be on a panel on there as well. But that's sometime in May. It's called the New Life Expo. Yeah, that'll be after we get back from Egypt. But that is happening as well for me. So,
all right,
East Coast, West Coast, and then after that's June Cosmic Summit, Greensboro, then New York, and we'll see what else happens around that time.
Yeah,
should be fun.
Yeah, well, you guys know where to find all of Ben's stuff. UnchartedX.com and his channel. He's on Twitch. So follow him there. He's also got UnchartedX Live if you're interested in his other projects, video games, everything else he does. So yeah, check him out in all those places. And if you want to join us on the tours, you can sign up for his Patreon or ours, and you will get early notice for Peru and for Egypt and Turkey, all the other tours we do as well.
Yep.
You can sign up to both of us for $1 each. I think Ben's $1. We're like $1.08. So we're more expensive.
Indeed. Yeah.
But yeah, we really appreciate everybody who does support both shows, and everyone who supports podcasts. Thank you guys so much for supporting the the YouTube channel. However you do the support.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much, Ben.
Thank you for the super chats.
Yeah, the super chats.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Thanks for being on the show, Ben. It's always a pleasure, man.
And Matt, we love you, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks for being
Love
on my
you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right.
Yes, indeed.
And all of you watching and everybody else, we love you guys.
Always have.
Always will.
Good night, Adamu.
Get back to work.
Get back to work.
There we go.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.